Welcome to the Death Plays, the Crucible of Avarice.
Oh, something stuck in my throat there. Welcome back to the Dev Plays, the Crucible of Avarice. Whereas last week, and the week before that, and the week before that we did this game, you guys have been fighting it out, but today is going to be a little different. Because today is on a spoopy night. Even though that right now it's about 3 in the afternoon here, and the peak behind the veil is starting to get lamer and lamer as I talk. Anyway, so hello again, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Last session we met all of you all of you barring one went and fought a man known as Dias Miyamoto, a katana-wielding man who seems to have entirely trounced all of you, but for whatever reason, left you alive. The true reason behind this was never informed, or at least that information was never given to you, as a certain someone, Cloak, did not inform any of you for any particular reason. After realising that all of your badges and most of your points had been stolen because that you had been defeated, you eventually decided to move on, away from there, and get to the top of the mountain place inside of this island. If you would do that, perhaps then you would have the high ground and be able to see over and watch and survey what would be going on the lower decks of this entirety of this massacring plain. But so far, you have already come up against a large bear that seemed to have some kind of regenerative powers. After slaying it, you noticed that its blood had healing properties, and that is where some of you took some of its meat and started cooking it. As we open up, it is currently a moonlit night, or should I say, a moonlit morning, as it is currently 2 a.m. It is dark, but the star and moonlight shines and shimmers in between the foresty trees. As it does so, it glistens in and allows you to see relatively well. As the fire goes out, as you stamp it out, as you now know that you must continue your journey, as you are only a third of the way up the mountain, you are all relatively healed. Only small amounts of damage remain. However, your injuries are still there. Necrosis on your left arm, still seeping out from underneath your, I want to say, bracelet made of stone, as its pain still lingers as it pulsates inside of the very arm that you once believed to be okay. As you keep looking down at it, its pustules continue to weep. It further sickens you, but thankfully, it has not seemed to progress yet. Whereas, Fletcher, currently, your cheekbone is so badly damaged. Your cheekbone is so badly damaged that if you even move your face or your facial muscles, you can feel the shockwaves of pain tremoring throughout the entirety of your skull. If it weren't for the regeneration powers of said bear and bear meat, you would have gained a headache purely from the fact of all of the pain that is coming from your jaws and your cheek. From your jaw and your cheek. The rest of you, however, feel fine. Most of you are relatively well rested, and now, thankfully, you are mostly relatively well fed. Sadly, however, one of you of the inside of the team is not. That would be Adrian. You are currently not feeling any effects of any food, as you did not partake in the eating of the bear meat.
No, but I did eat my 2 berries.
That did not satisfy your hunger nearly as much as you would have liked to have hoped, but thank you for reminding me that you no longer have 2 berries.
No.
The curse is over.
Is it?
I mean, we say that, but then I roll a 2 probably next time.
After
Constitution, I instantly die of hunger.
After the small respite that you have had to sort of take a breath and some food, you then all come to the same realization that there are only two things that you can do. You can either go back down the mountain, or you can continue going up it. But whatever lies up at the top will hopefully be better than being standing out in the open. Or at least that's what all of you are hoping. As all of you look to each other, and you know that you must at least come to a teammate discussed agreement. What do you say to each other?
Up the mountain.
We've already started this journey, we might as well make it up.
Indeed, it is best to finish what we started.
Once most agreed with this, since there was no partakers in denying this, the lot of you go up the mountain. As you do so, you feel the rather relative cold wind sweep through the trees. It's not cold enough to make you shiver, but it definitely reminds you that, thank goodness, it's currently summertime here. Otherwise, you would have more than enough worries to worry about already, on top of having to worry about freezing to death. As you continue, would any of you like to do anything whilst you walk up this mountain?
I guess while with that, because I've noticed that Adrian didn't partake in the meat, so he must have some kind of berry-based diet. So while we're wandering up, I'll just see if I can glean, anything on the way there. Just basically foraging while we walk. Anything that's vegetable-based that we can give to him.
Okay.
I guess I'll roll a survival or something.
Yeah,
Or an
well, roll
investigation,
survival.
perhaps.
Roll either investigation or survival skills.
I'm going to roll investigation, actually. My modifier is better, purely
Okay.
for that reason. 5. Yeah. 10. Does that do anything?
Just need to update that. There we go.
Find 2 berries.
You notice. I want to point out. Everyone else notices as you go off on your own, sort of going in and out of in between different trees and bushes, just looking for any kind of fruit, berries, or so on. As you continue to do so, you find something. Roll me a d6.
D6. 2 berries! 1 berry!
You find 1 apple.
1 apple! Ah! I present it to Adrian.
Two berries equals 1 apple.
See, I just present it without comment, just like, not even saying anything. You may be quite confused as to why I'm doing that.
You give me that apple, Rakia.
A nod.
Thank you. And Adrian will give a polite bow and take the apple.
Yeah, there you go.
I suppose while I'm eating the apple, can I transform into my hybrid mode? Because I suspect structure won't be required yet.
It is absolutely up to you if you wish to do so.
I shall. I shall.
You do indeed transform into your wasp hybrid form, as your body becomes half wasp, half human. As you stand in your humanoid but chitin-covered form, as the moonlight bounces off your rather sturdy exoskeleton, do you consume the apple?
I'm assuming the moon's probably mostly jumping off the blood that's covering our clothed forms.
Yes, most of it.
But yes, I shall nibble the apple. I shall eat the apple.
Oh, he's doing it in the wasp way. He's just nibbling. Nom, 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 nom.
As your mandibles crunch against the apple's sturdy form.
Have you ever seen a wasp eat away, cut away at meat?
No.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, no,
Oh,
you
I
showed
have-
me. You
it's-
showed me.
More or less, it looks like Adrian's like his man was like almost like a chainsaw, just cuts off slice and slice by slice of the apple. And then he just eats them out.
As
love
you're
it.
doing so, does anyone else like to do anything?
Well,
Yes,
I'm
I would
probably
like
just
to.
gonna hang around and might attempt to use my roll powers.
Okay. Attempt away, and what about you, Fletcher?
I'm gonna make sure everything's okay up ahead. Scout out. Make sure we're not running into any ambushes.
Okay.
We'll
then.
probably go help with that.
In that case, I guess both of you roll me perception.
Aha, it works.
Is that instinctive will, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Fletcher, Felix, you get rather easily lost in the darkness. However, Fletcher, you're not necessarily, the best way to explain this is that you are not necessarily a stranger to the darkness, nor are you a stranger to trying to use the smallest amount of light as basically one would use a flashlight. So as you use the small amount of light bouncing off of the moon, hitting against the surface, you are able to use this to see through and hear as the rustling of the trees. You notice something. You notice a noise off in the distance. You're not entirely sure what that noise is, but with the best amount of your knowledge, it is either wind hitting against something or some kind of noise-based instrument. Either that, or it's an animal that seems to be having some kind of strange roar. Either way, Felix, you hear, see, and sense nothing other than just the back of Felix. Other than the back of Fletcher. And Cloak, I'm assuming that you're just, as you said, you're hanging back with the other two that haven't gone ahead.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily sense anything else around you, but you do sense the wind and the breeze and everything. There is, however, a slight foulness in the air. Something it just isn't right. Despite everything, you would have thought by now you would have heard some kind of screaming, gunfire, attacking, slashing, stabbing of the flesh, or even destruction. But even if you can hear some off in the distance, it's nothing anywhere near you guys, which is honestly a little unsettling, because that either means that this is a peaceful area, or it's too quiet of an area. As we come back to Fletcher, you and Felix are just about. What's your move speed, Fletcher?
26.
You're about 26 meters ahead of the group, so they cannot hear this, and unless if you report back to them or wait for them, you will not be able to speak to them about this current situation that's happening. But either way, you hear again the noise.
I guess I will wait patiently for the others to catch up. Maybe,
No more than a minute passes by the time that they've all caught up to you two. By that point, the noise has gotten a little louder. At that point, everyone roll me a perception.
Hell yeah. Got my +5. 20 +5.
13.
Is this something I can roll instead?
It's
for?
audio perception. Although, it is audio perception for now. Okay, good. Any of you who got a 10 or above, you will hear this. Fletcher, you start telling them about this, so whilst you're telling them about this, you're not actually listening out for it. But as you tell them this, the noise gets louder. Fletcher hasn't noticed how much louder it's gotten, but you guys suddenly just hear... It sounds almost like a cow, or a bull, or a moose. Some kind of large animal that seems to have a very windpipey sort of noise.
You know, I sort of like I sort of like latch myself to a nearby tree, sort of trying to get off the ground.
Okay, I'm going to say roll acrobatics to climb.
Okie dokie, I can do that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dang, I got a big ass modifier now. Oh, didn't mean
Chunky.
nothing really.
You start trying to climb on it, and then just as you do so, there's some sap on the specific tree that you try to do climb onto as you start slipping down it.
I'd say Felix probably gonna try hiding like a bush or something.
Okay.
Stealth, I assume.
Yes, you can roll stealth if you'd like.
Alright, 15.
Okay, 15. So, whereabouts do you wish to hide? Do you wish to hide in a bush or behind a tree, or?
Yeah, like in a bush.
Okay. In a bush it shall be then. Else want to do anything?
I sprout my tendril. What's the word again?
Stinger?
Stinger. That's the word. Can I sprout my
stinger?
stinger just in case?
Yeah, go for it.
You
Yes, I
never
will.
know. No, I don't.
Let yourself assume a combat stance.
Very well.
Low to the ground.
Adrian will do the same kind of fencing pose, but regrettably without the stinger this time. Just looks. It probably looks a little bit silly, but that's the pose Adrian poses nonetheless.
Instinctively.
Very well.
Indeed.
As I'm going to put Rakia there, as in a second I will show you. Well, actually, sadly I will not be able to show you guys, because I believe if I do, it might not work, as the last time I tried to stream and do Tabletop Manager, it did not go well. So just in case, I'm also going to start recording this episode. Here we go.
Internet just fails.
Okay, so I shall now attempt to start streaming this on Discord so that you guys can see it. And if the stream goes down for whatever reason, I'll then know that it is because I'm doing both at the same time.
Logic.
Okay. And for those at home, do not worry. You will also get to see this.
Hey!
Nice.
There we go. Now, hopefully, it should be able to work. Now, Rakia, I've put you here, next to this tree. Felix, you are behind this tree, and I'm going to say Cloak, you're out back because you said that you originally were behind most of the others. Adrian and Fletcher, you're readying up further in the front, correct? Okay.
Let's
So-
have a little look, see here. I may not be able to see. Let's have a look. Oh,
That's okay.
okay.
If
Oh,
not, this is
so
more just for a
green and
reference.
Beautiful.
If not,
Which one
this...
am I again? Am I the?
Okay, yeah, sorry, I should probably show everyone. Right, Rakia, you are grey. Felix, you are blue. Cloak, you are black. Fletcher, you are purple. And Adrian, of course,
Ah.
yellow. So,
As it should be.
as it should be. I think that was the easiest one to make a decision for, I've got to be honest.
To be
Okay.
honest, for a brief moment, I thought I was going to be grey until I realised, wait, I'm a wasp. Of course I'm going to be yellow.
In all honesty, if I could have gotten like some stripes on you, I would have also have done that.
That
So,
would have been awesome.
yes,
Been buzzing.
you hear the noise. You hear the noise, and you hear it getting closer, and you hear it getting louder. As you all start taking up your particular stances and poses, getting ready by either stealthing or readying a weapon or attempting to activate your powers, you continue to hear this noise as suddenly a tree gets knocked down. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this correctly, so I did have a plan for this. Where is it? There we go. As it begins to slightly fall, although I don't know if that's actually going to work. never mind. I'm gonna delete it. There we go. Boosh. As
No!
some trees start to go awry, and I will now put down this. Oh, okay. I didn't need that many. I'll only take one. Thank you, Tabletop Simulator. I will only need one. As
You
suddenly
want the giant enemy?
a
So it's an order.
pink bull, a large pink bull, probably a good, like, its entire body size is mostly made out of muscle, with large horns sticking out of its head. All of you who can see this thing, roll me a world knowledge.
Oh, that's going to be good with my -3.
Hey there, sorry, my Discord crapped out. What happened?
That's okay. Either way, something has just now destroyed the trees in front of you.
Oh, yay!
And the thing that has destroyed some of the trees in front of you is a large pink bull. So just roll me a world knowledge.
Oh well, Lord, yeah, I'm gonna, roll not to freak the heck out. 12.
Okay, Felix, Adrian, and Raki. I'm going to say Felix also roll me nerve, because this thing is rather surprising for it to just suddenly burst out in between some trees as it
Now I
bulldozes
don't
them.
remember. It's been 2 weeks. Am I down? I know I was either at around full nerve or I was at no nerve. Which
I'd
was it?
say for the sake of this, we'll say none, since you can't
Yes.
remember.
That's fair. I was just thinking, did I transform during the bear fight? I don't think I did, but
Actually, hang on a sec. Yeah, did he transform during the birth? I don't think you did,
think-
actually.
Did
None
you
of us
do
got
that?
knocked out.
Square in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did. I was
I-
thinking.
I kept failing my
You know what? Since I can't actually remember if you did or didn't, I'm pretty sure you didn't transform. I'll let you have your full stockpile.
Okay, which would be 14.
Yeah, well, your old full stockpile, obviously.
Right. I do believe that succeeds. So.
Yep. So you do not pee yourself as this large pink bull comes out of in between the different trees as it knocks them down like a bulldozer with legs. All of you who got above a 10 on world knowledge, you know that this thing is known as a Rajatl. They have the ability to regenerate, but the bulls have super strength. As this thing comes towards you, all of you roll me move speed.
Okay.
Can I roll an acrobatics to try and get on its back?
You still have to roll move speed first.
Hey.
Okay, so this thing has 13, so it probably isn't going to be going anywhere too far. Okay. So the highest so far is 15. I'm going to say Rakia goes first. Then Fletcher. Adrian, you haven't rolled yet.
Sam?
13.
Did you?
Got 13.
Yeah, you rolled before us.
Did you?
Rolled before. I was
Oh,
the
yeah,
first
you
to
did!
roll.
Oh, you were the first. Ah.
Yeah. First
yeah, you're
and
right.
therefore always forgotten.
I thought I was the one who got 13.
I got 13. We both got 13.
Oh, okay. Who's got the higher modifier? I can't see.
I've got +4. You've got +2.
You'll go first
would-
out of the two of us then. Okay, so it's Rakia, Fletcher, Adrian. I'm going to call it RB for roast beef or Rajatal Bull, either one of the two. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. Cloak, so Cloak will go above those, and then finally Felix at the end. Okay. So it is your turn, Rakia.
Roast beef. And I'm gonna take off my. I'm gonna take out my whip. And just like get this thing. As this thing is crashing through the trees, we better take it down. So I'm gonna
Okay.
crack that whip.
Okay. Roll for it.
All right, this is my new +10 one. Did I get that? Damnable thing. Okay. Plus. Oh no, not that. Just this keyboard is annoying me. +10. We go. Oh, dirty 20. Oh, don't yay yet. Don't yay yet. They could always be worse. And that's
Okay.
Super Dex, mind you. So, just saying.
Yes, it is Super Dex. I'm just having a look at something real quick. Just to make sure that I've definitely got this correct. Okay, there we go.
Dex versus.
Okay, yeah, so you hit it, roll damage.
Hell yeah! And with my with the XP that I've modified with now, I can do a load of dams.
Indeed.
4d6 plus 3 plus d6 plus d6. Right. Watch the magic happen.
Jeez.
There it goes.
Bam!
As I shall roll this. As it now takes, jeez. So as you slash at it, the whip actually goes behind its neck and cuts. As it now, not only did you get it very deep into its neck, just splashes with tons of blood. As it also now has a bleeding ailment, although this might actually kill it. There we go.
Oh, go.
So that's how long it'll last. And that's how much it took there. So that, and then, jeez, that. As it starts stumbling, it basically went from here and then it just starts moving, slashes, and then stumbles a couple more, like about a meter worth. Like as it stumbles, like as it just starts thrashing, like as if it's just lost all of the power in its body. As it's now Fletcher's turn.
I'm gonna go for a leg sweep, knock it over.
Okay.
Start smack it with my stick.
So is this you're trying to sweep it with your stick, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Use its own weight against it. Oh, that's pretty good. Ah, never mind. You're right.
As you go to hit this thing, it sort of like stands its ground. As you go to smack its leg just does not budge an inch. As it's just sort of like so sturdy. It's like, damn, this thing is the definition, the living incarnation of prime beef. As that fails, you still have one action left, as that does not count as an attack. Fletcher?
I'm a roll grapple.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna grab the bull by the horns.
See how well this works out.
So how are you going about this?
Don't I try and kick off like a tree and jump up onto its back and grab the horns.
Okay. You are now on top of this thing. Oop. I don't think there's a perfect way for me to get this done, so there you go. You are now on top of this thing, on the back of its head or on the back of its neck, holding both of its horns like handlebars. That is the end of your turn. We now go to, I believe, Cloak. Yes, as we now go to Cloak.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Try to use. I'm not trying to use muscle.
You're going to attempt to use muscle control, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
No! You have one action left.
I might as well try and use my usage style.
Okay, what's that?
I'm coming over there.
I'm getting over there! Okay. So, roll. Yep. And then roll again. Now, this thing has to roll at disadvantage normally. However, it does have super strength, so it can roll normally. It's got a 10. Beat a 10. Okay, both rolls. So, explain exactly what happens here.
Yes, I suppose I will launch my rope kunai, kind of in its forehead, and then I shall pull myself over, give it a bonk on the nose.
Boop that snoot. Okay. Roll me damage for the stabbing of the knife into its head. So, just as a reminder, the weapon that Cloak currently has is a knife, or a kunai, or some kind of throwing weapon, that is attached to rope. As he throws the weapon, the rope is still attached to his hand. As it then stabs into the bull's head, he then jumps and pulls the knife. But, as he pulls the knife, instead of the knife going to him, he goes to where the knife is. And since it is currently on the other end of a bull, or at least the bull is on the other end of it, as he launches himself towards it, he gives a great big kick towards its head, dealing damage by not only stabbing it, but also then dealing damage by bluntly kicking it.
Which is not much, but it is something.
As you deal 8 points of damage via the stab, and then another 3 points of damage as you then topple this thing. As the first stab starts swaying its head, you pull towards it, and as you kick it, your foot slams it into the ground. As you now slam it into the ground, you come off of it, Fletcher. As you sort of just fall over to the side, as you have now launched yourself towards this thing, and it is now Deaderoni. I'll make it grey for... There you go.
Well, now we can have a tasty barbecue.
Rakir, your whip and your entire body is covered in a large amount of the Rajatl blood, as when you sprayed it, it kind of almost like when you brought the whip back, all of the blood sort of sprayed over you. Now, as for you, Fletcher, you actually got quite a bit of blood on your right leg. Or should I say, on your right leg of your trousers. As you were on the back of its head, and therefore your leg got over its wound. However, other than the knife, there is no blood on any of you or your equipment, Cloak. As you've killed it, and everyone hears the killing of this creature, as it finally flumps down. Well, as it gets slammed into the ground, but then it stops moving, and eventually its breathing becomes more and more shallow as the wound becomes more and more severe to its condition, lessening its life force. Eventually, it is no longer breathing and no longer moving.
Stop making us feel sorry for this thing. And we just killed it, and it was just like it was gonna kill us probably. And now it's
I could have ended it with
bad.
"you bloody monsters," but no.
I mean, hey,
Kill
at
or
least
be
you couldn't-
killed.
So bad.
you couldn't
Kill or be
blame me
killed.
'cause you couldn't blame me because it never got to my turn.
Neither.
Yeah.
If I had got fast, I would have said, try to talk the Bill down, but no, immediately, combat, kill it! Immediately.
Look out! It's a woodland creature.
So
It's adorable.
as you guys are sort of like doing this, you're no longer in combat. What would you like? What would you, who are not in combat, like to do? Those who didn't get combat, for instance, Adrian and Felix. What would you two like to do now that they have slain this creature?
I will start collecting firewood and preparing for said cooking that we are probably going to do. Making me fly all over the place.
Okay. So, Adrian.
It will exit my mode and attempt to make a pot of stone that they can cook this animal, these people. Because, we killed this, I don't want to waste it for them.
Okay. So you do transform, roll for your powers to turn the mud into sort of almost like a clay pot, I guess.
Stone about?
Not any directly underneath your feet, no.
Away.
Okay, yeah, so that doesn't work, but you are no longer in your wasp form. Felix, you can either roll investigation, or you can try and roll strength to snap some of the branches off.
Let's see. Yeah, looks like I'll just roll straight strength.
Okay. You can add labour to that if you have any labour.
I do not.
Okay. Yeah, you snap a couple of twigs and bits and pieces for kindling.
Actually, I just realized I actually have +2, not +1, so that would be 10.
I'm gonna allow it just because that was just a... Yeah, I'm only gonna allow it because that it doesn't make any sense into making you to re-roll it if you actually have the exact modifier.
Yeah, because I just realized before this happened, my sheet had kind of frozen as 25. Like, I now have 30 health. I used to have 25. My sheet had frozen that. The SP modifier at that time was +1. Whenever I edited it a bit, it came back normally, so it's 30 now. And I saw my SP modifier is now +2.
I'll allow it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you make a clay pot. So you get some twigs, you make a clay pot. The three of you, however, you are currently looking at this thing. What would the three of you like to do?
Well, I was wondering, I mean, did the world knowledge... I know what this thing is. I know it has super strength. Do I know anything else about it? Or, like, any properties it has?
You know that it has healing prowess, because that Rajatl do have healing powers. You don't really know much else other than that. Well, also that it's innate physical super strength, but other than that, you're not sure.
Can I take its horns? Can try and,
Not unless if you have an incredibly decent way of either wrenching them out of its head, or a way of sawing them off.
Not really, no. Wait. If I've got my whip here, what if, like a piano wire, I basically, got it off by just going, like...
In other words, wrapping
sort
it
of,
around and then pulling it and seeing if that'll do it?
Yeah, something like that, kind of slicing through it with the force of the whip. Like how in a you can rip people's arms off with piano wire.
So how are you doing this exactly? Tell me exactly how you're going about doing this. Like, I understand the premise, but I just need to know the exact orders that you are giving me before I can know what you're rolling.
Yeah, well, I'm getting my... Basically, I am... got my head around its neck, got my legs around its head, and in front of me I've got one of its horns, in front of me, and I am putting my my jagged whip, around the front of it in front of me, and then really going very quickly around, basically just rubbing it really, really fast, like a saw. Almost.
Oh, so you're grabbing either end, both the handle and the tip, and sort of doing it like that as it's wrapped around. Okay, alright, alright then. I'd say finesse.
Aha, okay. I could try... Let's see if this works out for me.
Let's see how good of a roll that you get.
16!
Okay. Yeah, that's quite good. You start rubbing it, and you start hearing the unmistakable noises of it being sawed, and eventually just as you're doing this quickly enough, it does start making small amounts of smoke and dust come off as you eventually break it off.
Yes.
As you now have a very large horn.
Ooh. Do I get whip proficiency for that too, or no? Is that too cheeky?
I'd say you get one proficiency point for that.
Sweet.
Because you used it in a unique way, and you now know that you can use it that way.
Yeah, I'm smart. Well, I have one large horn. Nice.
Okay, so as Felix is coming back, Fletcher and I'm going to say Fletcher and Cloak, what are the two of you two doing? As you've now also seen Rakia doing. Sorry. I'm gonna have to ask you to repeat that.
Just kind of collecting its eyeballs.
You're collecting its eyeballs.
Yes.
How are you going about doing that?
Goes with my knife.
Roll knife proficiency or finesse.
I will. Well, it doesn't really matter to you.
Roll finesse, okay.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, as you sort of attempt to remove the eyes, you do sort of sink in and do this without damaging the actual eyeballs, but obviously to do so you have to sever the optic nerves.
Yep.
Okay then, you have now collected some very squishy and blood-covered eyeballs.
Oh, that.
As for Fletcher, what are you currently doing after you see this display of horror?
I'm just gonna stare blankly at what happened and then be like, I'm gonna look for some wild vegetables.
As you do so, I guess, yeah, roll me a perception then. In fact, all of you roll me a perception.
Hey.
I mean, Adrian is not saying this. Adrian is turned away and making the bowl.
Still roll a perception.
What is going on? That's the worst.
Nobody notices what Cloak or what Rakia has done. Rakia, you don't notice what Cloak has done. Cloak, you don't notice what Rakia has done any further than just straddling this thing. However, you also then are definitely not paying attention to Fletcher just sort of staring blankly at these two and just going, okay, anyway, I'm going to go look for these. As you go off to look for them, you can't find anything. It's almost like as if it's suddenly just gotten that much more darker. The only thing that I will give to you on this particular level, Fletcher and Felix, because the both of you got almost enough, is that as it goes pitch black, you realise it's because that a cloud has just gone over the moon.
Really safe from werewolves for a little bit. If you believe in that canon.
If you believe in that canon. So, as you are sat there in the darkness, feeling either the squishiness of the eyeballs or the strangely odd durability of a horn, or even something else that you might be using, for instance, a clay pot, all of you feel an urge to at least shout out to see if the rest of your teammates are still there, regardless of to whether or not you can or can't believe that they are there. As you feel this urge to say something, I'm going to ask everyone to roll a nerve. Whoever fails this is the first person to crack.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the D. Ooh.
Bad.
I have no idea what that was.
Nerve's gonna be pretty.
I'm going to say the DC for this is DC 15 on nerve. So Rakia, the dark doesn't bother you much.
Cold as ice.
Adrian, Felix, Fletcher, you all start shouting out each other's names. Rakia, you're sort of like, interesting. The clouds have gone over. That's okay, they'll be over soon. As when the darkness goes around you, Cloak, the main thing that goes into your mind is just, I have no idea. But all I will know is, you're the most mysterious one, and therefore because of that, you are the only one that basically no one can sense your presence. In fact, if it weren't for the fact that you actually, were right in front of them, they probably would have forgotten about you. But in this moment, you don't care if everyone is or isn't around you. Because you know that either they will be when the lights are back, or it doesn't matter. It's up to you how you feel on this, but basically, with a natural 20, you have steel nerves that just does not care about the situation that has gone around you, as you know fully well that the lights do not... you do not require lights to have your other senses work perfectly well. As this happens, the other three yell out for the rest of the team.
Everyone there?
I like to think that Cloak is just like got some sunglasses that he's pulled out and he's putting them on in the dark anyway.
You're as colourful as ice!
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
God.
Is everyone there?
Hello? It is just darkness.
This isn't any normal darkness. This is advanced darkness.
This is M&S darkness.
It's not Tesco plan, damn it! I dare you. When there's two of us in the game, yo.
Sam, your Tesco Tourette's is happening again. Sorry, go on.
That's alright.
So as you call out to each other, there is some level of nerve and panic that washes over you. However, as even though that everyone else has heard this, It is not before Felix, as he shouts out in panic as to see whether or not the rest of you are there.
Hello? Hello?
Everyone's here then.
You there, Juice?
Accounted
Yeah,
for.
I'm there. Sorry, I'm half awake.
Oh, bless. It's all this
Yeah.
talk of darkness that's making him sleepy.
It's all the talk of the
Yeah.
darkness. Yes, sorry, as basically, since you got the lowest roll of nerve, you sort of freak out and just shout out for your friends.
Were you wanting me to act out my freak
It's-
outness?
It's up to you if you want to.
Yeah, I think I'm good for now. Sorry, I'm just...
Transforms and punches someone in the face. Yeah, he's there.
So as everyone's sort of starting to sort of panic and sort of finally calm down after realizing, okay, no, the darkness has just gone. It will go away shortly. The cloud eventually disappears from the sight of the moon, and finally you can see. However, just before you see, you can hear a sudden wet, squelching, chomping noise. As when you look down, the bull is no longer there. The bull is missing, but you can hear a large squelching noise coming from behind all of you.
Oh no.
Well, we should turn around.
Yeah.
As all of you turn to see something,
I do not.
Gigantic pile of enemies.
no,
There's a pile of marbles.
where did that marble come from? There we go. There you go.
Red marbles.
As you all
It's a
turn,
giant table.
as you all turn round, you see a large, basically hulk of fur and flesh towering over this thing, biting and chomping into the neck wound, ripping out flesh and swallowing it whole, with only a few chomps before it goes down its beastly gullet. As blood and viscera pour from its body, you notice something almost oddly disturbing. This creature has only trousers. The rest of its entire body has no clothes. But is that a tail sticking from its backside? Is this a werewolf? Or some kind of wolfman? Either way, whatever this thing is, it does not seem to pay any of you lot not much attention until the light shines on it. It stares at you with profusely strange eyes, almost as if it didn't even know that any of you were there, as it then sort of corrects, as it sniffs. Once, then twice, and then finally a third time. It growls once, and then continues chomping. Once it finally finishes whatever was in its mouth and swallows with a large gulp, it looks at all of you. And I want all of you to roll me either a perception or an insight. Either tag it or just let me know what you rolled for once I see your numbers.
Ask how long did he take to eat that thing? Because it may transform back if he's eaten it for 5 minutes.
No. It's just the entire time that I was just saying that dialogue. It's not time warped or anything. Holy cow! Cloak, 2 natural 20s straight away.
This is gonna really come back to bite me.
It's like you have suddenly the eyes of gods or something. Felix, you are on fire as well so far.
Yeah, mine's perception, by the way.
Awesome. Okay, insight, perception,
Not one,
insight,
baby.
and perception. Okay, Adrian, you don't notice this at all because you're just looking at this thinking, should I transform? I think I should transform. And as this is going on in your head, Fletcher, yeah, you notice that this guy must be some kind of person because he has a semi-humanoid-esque look around him. He does look werewolf. However, you'll notice every one of you who got higher than what Adrian got will at least notice that this thing is a contestant, as it has a red band on its arm and a pin on its trouser. However, all of you notice that it actually has something rather stomach churning on its right side of its abdomen. Black and yellow pustules. As you look further, it is going from its right arm all the way over to its right side and right side of its stomach. It's almost 50% covered in these strange necrotic pustules.
Oh no.
Now, Cloak, you don't only notice this, but you also notice that this thing clearly has some level of intelligence, as it was able to notify and notice all of your intents. You also see that it's gulping and it's almost about ready to try and speak. But you notice that the rot has gotten to the side of its neck, either disallowing it from speech or potentially making speech very painful. It seems as though it's waiting to see what the rest of you will do before it decides to make any more approaches towards the rest of you. Only Cloak has noticed this, but the rest of you have noticed everything else. The fact that it's covered in these dark pustules, the fact that it seems to be a contestant, but you do not know whether or not this thing has any human-level intelligence currently in its skull, nor have you noticed that this rot might stop it from speaking, as well as its hesitation and why it's hesitating. Adrian, you don't notice any of this because you were a bit too busy worrying about whether or not you should transform, because this thing is a big rabid monster-looking creature and it just stole everyone else's meal because that they're so childish that they still need to eat meat.
Exactly.
As this goes on, I'm going to say, Cloak, you get the first chance. What would you like to say or do, or would you like to just stay quiet?
I will first say to the rest of the group, there is no need to attack this creature at the moment.
Why?
I'm just sad about the food.
It's
Look
not
at
attacking us, and you fight with it. Probably best not to use that whip, especially making it bleed on that side of its body.
See, I put my whip away, but still I kind of look at Cloak and says he has points though.
Act very passive.
What do you say, Felix?
We could have cooked that food. It would have been so much better. That's my main point.
Okay.
I actually question, are you saying it towards the werewolf or to us?
I'm just saying it out loud.
Could have cooked
We
that
were gonna
food.
eat that.
We
So
were
just
gonna
say
eat
we
that.
could eat that. Oh dang.
Good.
The creature notices when you say that, and as eyes widen, its ears slightly slope down with surprise that it isn't being attacked on sight. It slightly takes a step back. Still covered in the viscera of the creature, it then looks over at Adrian. Adrian, you have been told this. You hear what Cloak has to say. But you haven't noticed the rot until now. It is identical to your arm.
Seems we both went through the same bush.
It looks at you with tired eyes and sighs to itself.
I just wanted to earn some money. And now something is happening to me. It's the same as what happened to my...
It seems to cough up blood, as each time that it speaks it seems to irritate its throat. the pustules seem to get worse as well, as it continues.
My team, they died from this an hour ago. I've been running. I smelled the Rajatol and I have been hunting it. I would hope that it would reverse this, but it seems to only make it worse.
You know, I just... can I roll something to see if, like, the bear blood that we got might work on whatever he has?
I mean, it didn't work on me.
You can indeed attempt to do
Yeah.
so.
I get just kind of thinking about it, like, you know, just what has he got, basically? What's happening to him? Like,
Same
is
as
there
what,
anything we can do?
You kind of see.
Yeah. So will I just, like, well, yeah, but, you know, if there's, like, anything at all with my super wisdom, maybe, I don't know. Would this be super wisdom or super intelligence to figure this out?
It's intelligence at this point.
Right, I'm gonna go with intelligence, okay, just...
Although actually either would work, I just realised another reason as to why it would work, because you're either rolling intelligence to try and understand, or you're rolling wisdom to just think by comparison. But either way, it's up to you. Okay, that was a natural one. You have no idea whether this would work or not. In fact, you don't even know if the bear and the Rajatals even shared the same properties, or if they did or didn't. You don't really know. As a matter of fact, the whole thing is rather confusing to you.
How are you? We choose to quit now.
It looks at you, frightened, scared, and
quit.
shamed.
If you quit, I can... quite certain that there must be people on the other side that can help cure this.
It's not even that anymore. This thing. I had to get away from it. Whatever it is, it's not normal.
Ian, that's why I recommend that you quit.
If I quit now, I'd be spitting in the faces of all of my teammates. I may have just been a simple guard dog, but if I give up, I'll just be letting them down. They all died the same way. I must find a way to kill whoever did this to us before it takes me over.
You don't quit now, you'll die. Most likely long before you find whoever did this to your pack.
Before I came here, there was only one reason I even wanted to be in a place like this. And then I met them, and they actually gave me a reason to live. You think that I'm even here because that I don't want to die? It doesn't matter. All that matters is if I can't actually kill the one who did this.
Well then, join us, and we'll help you get your revenge.
You fool. If I get close to whoever's doing this, it'll only get worse. I heard his voice. It said to me, every time I got closer, it would get worse.
Hey! I attempt to roll persuasion to once again tell him he should just quit.
As you see this thing say its last word of that sentence, it vomits up a large amount of blood, as then it starts scratching profusely at its own throat. As you notice, the pustules begin to continue growing as the necrosis spreads at an alarming rate.
Can I try one last time just to tell him to quit?
you can attempt
Can
to
I
do
roll for
so.
it? On natural 20, 15.
As you do this, tears start streaming down its face. It can't even breathe anymore.
Giving up is not. I don't know. Quitting is not the same as giving up. Should live to fight another day.
As it starts doing that, it just basically throws up its non-pustulated hand. As tears stream down its face, it then diverts and runs in the opposite direction, away from you into the distance of the dark forest.
Team, I think it's time for us to run as well.
So,
There is a level of unease around all of you, as you're not entirely quite sure what to think of this situation. One thing is for sure.
And is my arm postulating more?
If you look down at it right now and wonder exactly what's going on, it doesn't seem to be doing anything out of the ordinary, or at least anything out of the ordinary for the current condition you have. It doesn't seem to be any further affected.
So it's not the same guy, I suppose.
Either that or it's a weaker form.
Oh,
Afraid I don't have the information for that.
whatever's happening, it's getting closer.
It might be best to keep moving.
Move away from whatever that is.
Since you have no idea what direction he came from, it is impossible to know which is the right or the wrong direction. However, the only thing that seems to be the truth is that he is going in the direction that you guys were going.
Well, let's go there then. Yay!
Sorry, he was going in the direction opposite to where you were going. Sorry, he was
where
going.
we go.
He was going where you came from.
Go down the hill.
Down the hill, yeah.
Oh, jeez. We came all this way.
No, the question
Yes,
is,
sir.
do you want to be following him, or do you want to continue on your path?
Yes, though we still need to get badges back.
We really don't need to worry about that, that's right.
There's only so many times we can keep fleeing from everybody.
Yeah.
Sooner or later we
No,
got.
Who says we're fleeing? We're looking for more strategic positions.
Find a hill.
More points.
So the question is, what will you do? Continue on your journey, or give up and go somewhere else?
Well, I vote for us going in a different direction.
Okay, I'm going to have to roll my incredible intelligence.
Yeah, your
Like,
master
huge
class
brain.
level intelligence.
Yeah, my huge brain to decide for me, because quite frankly, quite honestly, I don't know what to do as a player because this is scary. Oh, brilliant! Amazing!
Up the hill! Up the hill!
You actually don't know what direction to go in, because on one hand, if you go down, it's where he's going. On the other hand, if you go up, you have no idea if that's where he was actually running from or to, and you're just very confused. As a matter of fact, you're so confused that you don't know what's best to do. Because of this, your vote is pretty much cancelled out.
Wow, just like me, just like real life. Who said she wasn't a self-insert?
Let's just continue up the hill.
Why? Why don't we just go in a different direction?
least with the... If we keep going up, we'll be able to see all around us. There has to be a peak.
Yes, but if we keep going up and he's already there, we'll have the high ground.
It's either that or follow him back down.
Yes,
I
but
don't
there's
think
not
we'll
only
be
one
much use
way
to it.
down, is there?
So is because of the moonlight, is it quite bright? Clay, would you say?
The moonlight is relatively quite bright. It's still nighttime, so in the shade it is very dark.
Attempt what we did earlier. Wait, was it yesterday? Was it earlier today?
Yesterday. Make a hole in the ground?
No, the becoming a bee, becoming a wasp, and looking up. Was that yesterday?
Basically. It's well, it's now 2:30 in the morning.
I can attempt to do what I did yesterday.
Yes,
Couldn't
but
hurt
if
you.
you fly up, then it will alert others to our location.
Good. Could attempt to do what I did yesterday. And scout ahead, or at least scout upwards.
I think we might be spotted that way.
Is my mic screwed up again?
No, we heard what you said.
It's kind of hard to see.
It's kind of hard to see him. He's in a wasp hole. Not hiding.
So,
I
do
might
you
make
attempt to
the-
transform into your wasp form?
Yes.
Okay, roll for it.
Just like small wasp.
Yeah.
Work.
Yay,
Just say
you
it.
are
What? Once again, Adrian just kind of curls up into themselves and gets smaller and smaller and smaller until they just become a wasp.
Okay, so as you begin to fly, I'll now just quickly go back to here. As you quickly fly, you fly further up, and you get to a certain point in the trees. You then see that this sort of slightly goes on a slant, and there's a certain area where there aren't any trees, and it's further up. It could be about another 20 to 30 meters away, if not about 50. But if that means that there is flat ground, that means that that could be a good place for you guys to hide, using your ability. At the other point, that would actually be just enough up this mountain to still give you some level of high ground. At the other rate, the main thing that you see now is obviously you've gone about 100 meters, give or take maybe 25 meters, further than you were before. So you're actually able to see a little bit further up. But yeah, without getting any further up onto any other parts of high ground, it is going to be a little difficult.
Does there appear to be a trio of destruction left by the bull, considering the trees fell down?
There seems to be a slight pattern of trees sort of knocked in a particular way, but it's not a cohesive path. It's kind of like as if it just slammed into something accidentally because it might not have been able to see very well.
Can't see anybody.
You can't see any person, no. Or any creature, so far.
I shall come down again.
Okay.
I shall re-transform into normal mode.
Okay.
Then if I do.
Nope, you just go back into your human form.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I just go
Oh, you
back
don't have to roll for
normal
that.
mode. Oh, okay. 20 meters up, there's a small clearing, which should give us enough high ground.
What are the-
To me. Anyone else agree?
Yeah,
Going up to the
that's-
high ground?
I just nod like a slightly frightened dog, like.
Phoenix, how do you feel about this? Oh no, is Juice fallen asleep?
No.
Okay.
kind of
Kind of.
on the edge.
So there's a clearing about 20 meters further up the mountain. Do you think that would be something that you'd want to go to? Or are you opposed to
Yeah,
that?
sure. Let's go there. What's
Okay.
the worst that can happen? I say as I tiredly walk up.
What of the rest of you?
I'm going to this clearing. I can't think of anything else to do, and I'm really freaked out by this whole situation.
It's felt alone.
Cloak, what do you say or do to this particular group mentality?
Let's just begin in an entirely different direction, but no one wants to listen, so I guess I will hang back.
Okay. As you continue on, Rakia, for some reason, is on the top of a tree. There we go.
I got scared, okay? I panicked.
As you guys follow along, with Cloak in the back and Adrian leading, Fletcher, Felix, and Rakia, Fletcher and Felix behind Rakia and Adrian, and Cloak dragging behind, you eventually come to the clearing. It is just mostly dirt, dust, and mud. Basically just dry ground. Doesn't seem to be too much there. There is a tree slightly further up that has fallen over. All of you roll me perception.
I attempt to use this.
Okay, so we've got a 4 from Felix, a 17 from Fletcher, 15 from Adrian, 24 from Rakia,
Can
and
I use
then
instinctive roll for this one, or is it?
you can, but I will say that this is mostly supposed to be visual perception. Because like the distance that you'd be looking out to is way beyond your reach.
I will use perception.
Okay. You two don't notice anything, however, Adrian and Fletcher, you notice that this place is relatively quite quiet. However, just over here, you notice something. A figure. And then later, you notice a figure here. As you notice the two figures, you're sort of wondering. They're about, let's say... Actually, hang on a sec, I could just not be lazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're 18 to 20 metres away from you currently. However, Rakia, you notice that there are a few more within the trees. You don't know how many, but there are a few more.
I don't like that.
You
They're
know what?
in the trees.
The red marbles.
I'll take these red marbles.
Just sort of saying ominously to my friends, they're in the trees.
So you notice two figures just standing either side. They don't seem to have paid much attention, nor have they noticed you yet.
What are they wearing? Do they have any weapons on them?
One of them has a weapon on their back. It seems to be some kind of sword. The special type of holster that allows, well, a special type of sheath that allows the person to actually take it off their back relatively easily. The sword itself seems to be covered in blood, despite the fact that it's still in the sheath. The stuff that they're wearing is relatively quite torn and ragged. But I'm going to say, with your roll, you do not notice on either of their arms a glowing band. The other person, on the other hand, seems to be leaning against the tree. This one. He seems to be leaning against a tree. He has 2 holsters where guns are. Or should I say, would be, as there are no guns in the holsters.
It's very weird.
They are both of them are either have your back turned to them. So in other words, this one here, and this one here. This one is looking at this tree, and this one is looking off into the distance. So both of them are not paying attention, nor have they noticed your group yet.
The ones in the trees see us. Sure. Hey, Rakia.
Do they see us? I guess
You
I
must
guess-
roll an insight for this one.
I'm a rolling insight. I don't like this situation that's developing.
Walk straight into an ambush.
It seems as though there are a few, maybe a good 5 or 6. They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
No. They don't seem to have noticed us.
What shall we do then?
Should we head back?
Oh, now you want to listen to him.
Right, what did you say?
No, it's just... I still should have headed in a different direction.
Okay, do you have any good ideas, smart guy?
Uh-oh. The D100.
No, don't worry, I'm just... So, the question here is, as the moonlight is currently shining in this hole, in this platform almost of ground and flat earth, you notice that it's almost perfectly illuminous. There's no shadows cast on it from any of the trees. It's just a perfect circle of light.
How many did you say are in the trees, Rakia?
Yeah.
How-
many
actually,
were-
I-
yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've even told us. Actually, how many are there in the trees, Rakia?
Yeah, how many were there in trees? Sorry, I can't watch the stream because my internet craps.
That's
up
all right. No,
every day, yeah.
I haven't put them on the board. As I said,
right.
you're not entirely sure. They
I'm
could
not
be
sure.
anywhere between 5 and 6 or more. You don't know.
5, 6, maybe more.
So, quite possibly there is 8 for people before us.
It could also be more than 2 teams. They just haven't noticed each other.
Possibly. Do we feel about our chances? It'd be worth trying.
Just sort of thinking. Just like little eyes light up, and I just look at everyone and just go, matches.
Sure, oh, we are healed. We have eaten. Quite ready for a duel.
Yeah. But we should do this smart.
Keep our distance.
You see Adrian just kind of cringe at that.
What? Keep our distance.
No, like we should. Yeah, kind of. Cards fight. I mean, Adrian doesn't say that out loud. But that's what Adrian thinks.
Okay.
Hey, Adrian. You can make things. Can you make this horn into knives?
Good attempt to do so. I have made many things like that in the past.
I just present you with the big horn.
And can I attempt to make it into knives?
Yes.
I do have craft and blacksmithing if that helps at all.
Do you have a usage style between the two?
No.
Then no.
Okay, just in case.
As you break this down, roll me your damage dice with this ability.
That's not good. It's only like a D8.
Better than a D4.
As you make 3 knives out of this.
Ooh.
The knives do
Sorry.
+1 piercing damage.
Ooh. Nice. This is what I need.
Sorry, I'm afraid I'm
Oh,
quite rusty
nice.
in my skills.
Sorry, +2 piercing damage if I didn't say that.
Oh, +2, okay.
I was thinking +1 slash because, yeah, the primary is the highest and then the secondary is half.
Brilliant.
What's the durability?
You don't know.
I don't know.
Damn you, Joe. Damn you, Joe.
You're not sure because you don't know how durable that horn would have been, considering your power doesn't necessarily allow you to understand durability because you break down matter regardless. You're also quite lucky because that since it came from a creature that was definitely dead, it doesn't count as biomass anymore. Plus, it wasn't actually flesh, it was bone.
Yeah.
What if I throw a knife at them? Take them out
Okay.
that way. You know, I present to the things, you know, just like at a distance. Keep them away. Gauge how many come to their rescue.
Counts more damage. Range.
Must be quite honest, I do not like this plan.
Well, I look to one in favour and one against.
I would find the act quite dishonorable.
Okay, but that's the
It's not
question.
you that's
Who will throw the first stone? I mean, knife.
Well, why don't you go up to the Adrian since it's so dishonorable? We will. Stay back.
If you want, I am quite prepared to go and call them out, so to speak. To throw down the first glove.
You know, Rocky's just like, I wouldn't recommend it.
If it makes you feel better, I'll go with you.
So who's going towards them, and
Okay.
which one are you going towards?
First thing first, can I transform?
Yes.
And get.
You
Can I do all the
attempt
things
to do so?
Can I attempt to do both transform, stinger, and poison before I go? So I'm at least
No, you can.
like the guy.
You can attempt to do. Well, none of them now. I was going to say you can attempt to do 2, but no. Yeah, no, you don't transform. As you just sort of sat there, just like, come on! Almost like the similar thing with the Hulk, like, oh, come on, why isn't this working? Come on, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. So how will Rakia? Are you going to go forward with Adrian, or are you going to
hell
sit
no.
back? Okay.
Hell no, I'm not going in there. I
Fletcher,
got
what
my
about you?
knives, that's what I wanted.
Fletcher, what about you?
I can't let my ally go alone.
Okay. Felix, what about you?
No.
No, I don't think I will.
Man.
Fair enough. And obviously, I don't even need to ask this, but I will just say it for the sake of levity. Cloak, I'm assuming that you are not going anywhere near these guys yet.
No, I suggested that we went a different way, and now I suggest that we.
Okay.
know what's wrong with you guys.
Okay, right. Well, in that case, Adrian and Fletcher, how
Actually,
far?
wait. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, actually, I haven't asked me to major roll advantage.
You can roll again
then-
in that case if you'd like.
Yes, because I don't want to go up there more or less.
Unless
Defenseless Adrian goes.
It's gonna be
Okay.
one of those sessions.
Unless if you want to wait until you can transform, which is
Yeah,
absolutely
because it's the same way you wouldn't go up without your katana, would you?
Yeah,
if
fair
you're going to go
enough.
to a sword fight, if you're going to go up to a sword fight, you go when you're prepared.
fine. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's absolutely fine. It's absolutely
Then they spot
understandable.
us.
As you guys are sort of like trying to prepare, one of them, I'm going to say this one, boop, suddenly turns around and notices all of you. As it turns around, everyone is allowed to roll a perception with advantage as it starts walking out into the moonlight.
Yeah. Ooh.
So 2d20s plus whatever, or minus whatever your modifier is.
20, baby.
Adrian on fire with all rolls that aren't to do with powers.
Exactly.
Fletcher doing okay.
Middle. Could be better,
So,
could be worse.
what am I rolling again?
This is the greatest advantage roll of all time.
So, what am I rolling again? Guys, can
Perception.
anyone hear me? Oh, perception.
Yeah, perception with advantage.
With advantage? Ah, okay. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Dear Lord!
What? This has never happened. What? What XP does what? Do it.
Yeah, that is double XP for that one. That's 20 XP instead of 10. That's a double advantage. That's ridiculous. Okay, so
I'm gonna put 2 in my super wisdom and 2 in my character. If that's
well, you'll
okay.
you'll only be
Oh,
able to
no.
put 2. Like you won't be able to put
Oh,
2 in
right.
both. It's as in it's 20
All right, I get you.
in total. It's
Well,
not 40.
in that case, I am.
If
I'm
it
putting it in-
was disadvantage and you got double natural 20,
Alright, I
then
see.
it's quadruple. You were thinking quadruple.
Okay. Oh, I get it. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna put that in my super wisdom then. But that's fucking amazing.
So
pardon my French.
okay, so yeah, with a 20, a freaking 11, a 12, an 18, and yeah, just double natural 20 plus 5. All of you definitely see this as this thing turns around. Its entire face and body is corrupt and decaying. It starts to shamble towards you as the moonlight hits it. This is not a living person. It once was, but it is some kind of walking undead abomination. As if it were to be alive, but without any kind of sentience. This thing is walking undead flesh. As it starts shambling towards you, and it makes just the slightest noise, the other one turns and it begins to shamble as well. Whilst this happens, I'm going to say all of you roll me a nerve.
Yeah.
Is
Well, that's not cool because that's my only minus. So that's actually very rude.
is it? Does this look like the puppets that I saw earlier? Or is this completely different?
Oh no.
You can roll history if you'd like. Oh, Juice, that was in the in-game chat.
I
That's
noticed.
right. Holy cow, that's so funny. At this point, your character is just like, I've seen enough stuff. You know what? Yeah, this might as well happen. You know what? Your character is basically a 2021 survivor. This might as well happen. Okay, so you got 14 on history and 10 on nerve. you sort of iron and steel your nerves, but as you do so, you start thinking back. They don't necessarily look like any of the ones of the previous horde. However, they look exactly identical in the forms of the formation of their flesh and how they shamble and move around, almost as if they are mindless creatures. If so, you know that there's only one possibility.
I get the name of the puppeteer, by the way, because I cannot recall.
I don't believe he gave you his name, and if so, check it out on episode 2. I don't remember if I gave him his name.
Oh no, you did, because we both had a talk, because I said I'm Adrian B. Crawford, and he said who he was. I think we did. I think we had we discussed who we were, and then we had a nice cup of tea.
You know what? I have to be honest. I cannot remember his name because I cannot remember giving his name out. I might have done one of those famous improvs and forgotten to write it down. So, whatever his name is, I will force feed it to you as a different name. But basically, we'll call him. You know what? We'll call him. Oh, okay.
Spooky man.
Dr. Zambek. Let's call him that for now. So all of you guys steal your nerves except from Cloak? Or did...
no, it's Rakia has got no, I got a 1.
Okay. Cloak and Rakia, you're both like, what? No. Terrified, as the entirety of your body shakes and shivers, your blood runs cold, as if the very thing that you feared was at the end of your own hand, as you suddenly look down at it. But instead, you look up, and it's on the other end of 16 meters away from you, as this thing terrifies you to your very core. The dead have risen, and they are walking right towards you.
I told you we should be running anyway.
You can hear in Cloak's voice a shaking. You can feel and taste his fear. Felix, on the other hand, I mean, I might as well say you didn't even need... if you didn't have maximum, you definitely have maximum now in your stockpile.
Yeah, I was already at max.
Felix is desensitized to this. He's played enough Call of Duty games. Zombies don't scare him.
There's a thing scratching him.
Again, it's that thing of, this might as well happen. So, with that particular thing said, Fletcher, Felix and Adrian, you are absolutely fine, relatively. However, your teammates are terrified. The other 2 teammates are terrified. Or at least, you can feel their fear. These things are walking towards you. What would you like to do? Initiate combat or do something else?
I'd like to bulk up.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask this purely for the sake of levity. Would you like to bulk up where you are currently standing?
No, I'm gonna rush towards one.
Okay. Which one would you like to rush towards? A or B?
B.
Okay. Since you definitely have it within your move speed, you can definitely do that without taking a turn of combat. And since this is your out of combat action, I'm going to say that you'll technically be the first person in combat. So everyone else after you will have to roll move speed.
D20 plus 2 for speed.
As you roll to bulk up, 10, exactly what you need. And then roll willpower to see if you can do the requirement.
Well, it's just a flat roll, so, yeah.
Ooh, okay. You save it.
The one time I want to actually hit something, you know?
Oh man, the one time! As you bulk up, again, slightly ripping the already practically destroyed suit at this point, towering over this creature with your bulking muscles, you still have 1 action left.
I'm gonna finish this game buck naked.
Hell yeah.
I'm probably going to try to use try and just punch his gut.
Okay.
So let's see. That's. Please ignore the dog scratching on the door.
That's alright. Doggo must be freed. Doggo must be freed.
Okay, so that's two.
Adorable.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what? That's a +8, I
I
believe.
believe so, yeah. D20 plus 8. Go for it. Like,
Man, that's an 11.
Oof, that is indeed an 11. Let's see how well this goes. Sorry, that's a disadvantage, because this thing doesn't have super strength. Yeah, so that's 14. You do hit this thing, it tries to block, and you hit it. Roll for damage.
Okay, we had written down the damage in our DMs.
Absolutely.
So it's 2d10 plus 8, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, 2d10 plus 8.
Yeah. 16.
Nice. As this thing lifts up its arm and you hit it, as you strike its arm, dead weight. As you hear like a crunch, as despite the fact that this thing does actually block you and halves your damage, that's all it does, is it halves that damage. As it does take 8 points of damage, and it slightly gets knocked back a little as it just gets sort of flung back just a bit. As its arm just sort of creaks a little bit, it then sort of like stands sort of slightly slumped back, and then just looks at you again, dead eyes. As it is now the turn of everyone else. Roll move speed.
Hey!
And guess what? This will be the lowest modifier I use in a long time for move speed.
This is
Natural 1 with a
They are the
-4.
shambling. God damn it, had they?
Okay.
+9.
A surprise round.
Did I need to roll for speed? I think it's gonna be dead.
There's 2 of them, but I'm rolling for their whole thing. Okay. So, would someone like to tell me the order, since I'm currently looking at the tablet so that I can affect this? Oh. Actually, you might not be able to get it up on here. Okay. So. Jeez, Fletcher. Okay, right. Blimey, okay. So, how it will go is, at the top we have Felix, who just went. Ooh, yep, Felix, who just went. Then 25, I believe, was the second highest. Yep, so that will be then Fletcher. Then after that was then 20, Rakia. After that was then 12, which was Adrian. Then Cloak. And then finally the Zeds. Because come on, you kind of knew that what they were called at this point. So, it is now Fletcher's turn, who is currently right there. So, how would you like to go about this? I just realised, Fletcher, you are muted. You have either gone AFK temporarily, or you haven't realised that you're muted.
You would be correct in that case.
Aha, there we go.
Yes.
So, there are currently 2 zombies, one of which is now 20 metres away, the other one is 18 metres away. What would you like to do?
I would like to sprint towards the currently unoccupied zombie.
Okay. Yes?
And I'm going to roll for power.
Okay, interesting choice. Is this to add to an attack by any chance?
It would be indeed.
Okay.
So, SP first.
Yep. It does not work.
That one. Damn.
On the bright side, that's that one on
Why?
powers, so that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do an attack or another action.
Okay, then I smack.
Smack. Smack.
Go for the leg.
Okay. As this thing sort of stands its ground, as you hit its leg, and this thing just swipes for you. As it takes half of the damage that you deal, roll damage.
Alright, so 1d4 instead of 2d4s.
Yeah.
Half damage.
Oh no! You roll the whole damage.
Okay.
And then I'll just half whatever's there. Alright, Jish. I understand that you're very tired, so obviously if you wanna head off, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a good sleep, my mate. You have a good sleep.
I will.
Well, hopefully
Aw.
we'll see you next time.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.
Have fun,
See you
spooks.
Good night, everybody.
Right. Okay.
Been Halloween singing so long for a while for Jewish.
So, let's have a look at this. As you hit this creature, the creature then hits back, and it does 1 point of damage. But you deal damage to it, as you deal 7 points of damage, as it is halved. As this thing swipes with its hand, as it just slaps you with its weird, gross hand,
Ew.
as it gets on your face. Now, because that it gets on your face, you are instead dealt 5 points of damage due to your cheekbone.
Oof.
After that, something interesting happens. You suddenly feel a burning sensation. Roll me Constitution. You feel a pain kind of similar to an itchiness. You resist it for now, however, you suddenly start feeling a great deal of pain going around your face as you realise something slightly bursts on the top layer of your skin. As you have been dealt 10 points of extra damage. It is now the turn of Rakia. Rakia, you are
I don't
terrified.
want that. Yeah, I hate this. I don't like this at all.
They have no idea really what's going on against Fletcher, other than the fact that he just got smacked in the face. And you don't really know what's going on with Felix, other than the fact that he smacked something in the gut. However, either way, you are terrified.
I guess I'm just gonna try and pick them off from a distance because I don't want these things to get anywhere near me. They're supposed to be dead. Not supposed to get up again. That's not fair.
Go ahead.
Alright, let's throw the throw one of these cool knives that I've just got.
Roll accuracy.
Okay. That's still a 10.
Which one are you throwing at?
Not one that's anywhere near anybody, just one that's coming up.
Well, technically, the ones that are coming up, you're not entirely too sure how far or close away they are.
Dang. I guess I want to go. I'll try go for the one that's attacking Fletcher then, if that's the case. Would that be
Okay.
all right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I have like 100 meters throwing distance anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, and in that case, never mind. You could actually attempt to go for one off in the trees.
Yeah, I was just saying you
It
forgot
would be
about that.
it would be a disadvantage, but because you have got super dex and super wisdom, I'd say that you could roll normally.
Okay. Right, I could do that. Alright, I'll do that one for the distance, try and like get them away before they come over. I'm just so scared, you know. Here we go, accuracy.
Oh, actually,
go!
yeah, no, you just reminded me. It is disadvantage because you're scared.
Oh shit. Oh well, I guess I'll roll that again then. Flip. Shouldn't have said anything.
No, you should
Damn,
not
I
have
shouldn't have said you
reminded
said.
me.
Well,
Okay,
never
well,
mind
it's still
anyway,
it's still
'cause it's still 28. So
As you like let out like a yell as you throw it off into that crowd, roll damage.
jeez, let me have a look at what damage I can do there. Actually, yeah, because it's like, oh, let me just check my knife proficiency. Knife. It's only level 2, so it's like
However,
D8, I think.
do you have both of the weapon proficiency?
Yeah, I do.
Things that
Yeah,
increase damage.
weapon wielder, weapon back.
Then
Yeah.
in that case, it's the exact same stuff that you would do with anything and everything else, just with the modifier of that knife.
46. I say that. I get all, you know, my face has got egg on it. There we go. Boom.
Okay, nice.
16,
Nice.
reasonable.
As you smash that into something, it seems to drop down temporarily, only for it to eventually get back up, as one of the silhouettes does. However, now the Horde are now, well, they are in knowledge of the rest of your group. Because of this, they start shambling towards. However, I will say this, they will not start shambling towards until next rotation, but you now know that all of them are aware of your current location. Because of this, it is now the end of Rakia's turn, and it is now the beginning of Adrian's turn.
Okay. Going to try to transform again.
Go ahead.
No.
It fails. You have one last action. You can, since you did not get a natural one, you can attempt to do the same if you would like.
Can I run transform? I move while trying to transform.
You can move just under your move speed's distance if you wish. What is your move speed's distance?
Is 23.
I'd say that you can do that, yeah, about 20... You'd have to move about 22... In other words, if you can't go any further than 22 meters.
Okay. How far is the one closest to Fletcher?
About 18, so you're good to go.
I kind of rush over there and once again attempt to transform as
Yep.
I run.
Yep, roll for it.
Ah, baby!
You transform and you are right next to Fletcher and right in front of this zombie. It is now the turn of Cloak. Cloak. You are also rather fearful of what is currently going on. You do not really understand fully why these things have been resurrected or how, but all you know is you were definitely right. But that feeling does not necessarily drive you. What does, in this moment, drive you? What will you do? As you are currently muted. I always say that because I never know if anyone actually.
I mean, we
knows
do still have a lot of space behind us, so we should probably use that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of trees. It's very dark. What would you like to do? In the midst of the trees.
Yeah, I might as well climb up a tree.
Okay.
POV, you're the murderer. We're coming to kill
Roll me
people.
acrobatics. Damn, nice one. Yeah, you climb up the tree.
The help of my rusty rope kunai.
Which only has a reach of like 3 or 4 meters, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is helpful. How tall are these trees?
The trees themselves are about 5 to 8 meters tall, depending on the situation. Right now, the one that you're on is about 5 to 6 meters tall.
Okay. Are the branches kind of all higher up, or are they all up and down the tree?
They're a little higher up, so basically once you climb up to a certain point, it's up to you if you stay on like the lowest branches, which are actually about like 3 meters off the ground, or you get up to the top of the tree itself.
I'll go up to the top, mainly because I need to see what the situation is with the other tree.
Okay.
Are the branches kind of... do they stretch out enough that they'd roughly connect with the other trees so that you could kind of move between
Oh, so
the
that you could
trees?
basically try and tree run between all
Yeah.
of them. Relatively. Not so difficult that it would be impossible for you to do. Should probably actually, like, size some of these up, actually.
Okay. I won't do that yet. I might just use instinctive will and wait up here and look around.
Okay, then. Roll instinctive will, then. Roll willpower and perception. Okay, good start with a 20.
Oh my goodness.
No, never
Every
mind.
time.
Yeah, that's the end of your turn, and it's now the time of the Zambos. So, since it's the Zambos' turn, let us see what they have in store for you guys. So, as all of you are currently dealing with the ones in front of you, I'm gonna say I'll roll this. Hello? Okay, can you hear me, by the way?
Oh
Alex?
yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Discord just cut out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Discord being a salty little mama.
Yeah. There we go. Roll me a Constitution, both Fletcher and Adrian. So, Fletcher, you feel your arm suddenly, you feel your face suddenly, move, clicking, and it really frickin' hurts. But you grin and bear the pain. Adrian, on the other hand, you suddenly feel like a great deal of pain go up your arm as you take... Jeez.
Fuck!
16 points of damage off of your
That does
maximum
not break-
health.
That does not break my vitality.
It does not. It matches it, thankfully, but yeah, it does not take it off of your vitality. However, you're currently at 21, minusing the 16 that you just lost. You're at 5, which puts you unconscious, as you already had 5 points of damage beforehand.
I thought I was fully healed. Didn't we heal?
No, remember, you
heal.
didn't eat any of the things, and you couldn't fully heal.
Didn't the apple heal me a bit?
No, not at all. It just meant that you weren't hungry.
It was one apple.
Apple's enough.
As your entire body is covered in dark pustules that cover the entirety of your body as you sink into a deep, dark nothing. As you become feverish and you fall down to the ground. However, despite this, your body does not detransform from its wasp form. As everyone sees this, as Adrian falls unconscious. Afterwards,
That's gonna be good.
the zombie in front of you then takes out its sword from its back and attempts to slash at you with it. Defend yourself, Fletcher, however you wish. Jeez. And beat a 20 or equal it depending on the particular reaction that you're going for.
Alright. Counter phase time.
Oh, okay, counter phase, that's a good one.
Nope.
Ooh,
Oh
counter
my
phase,
God.
okay, that's a bad one. Jeez. Okay.
Alright, guys, I can still.
Thanks.
As you take 6 points of damage as you get cut. However, thankfully, you only get cut in the midriff rather than in anywhere near the face.
Thankfully.
Thankfully. As you are dealt 6 points of damage. Puts you up to now 21 damage out of 31 health. As I will now say, the zombies, Rakia, that you saw before, they are now starting to move. However, the maximum of their move speed is around about here. Get back there. You. There. This is the farthest of their distance, so about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Around about 8 to 10 is their move speed. As it is now the turn of Felix. Now, because that Felix isn't in this, because Juice isn't in this, I'll probably have it that he'll be a backup NPC if you guys need him, rather than relying on him. Because I don't know if I'd necessarily be able to play him. So,
He just have him be the Hulk. He did say just make him be Punch Man.
just make him be Punch Man.
I think he said just keep walking or whatever.
Okay.
Smash.
I don't have his stats off at the moment. I know that he's given them to me, so I'll have to have a look through them. So whilst I'm looking through them, instead I'm going to say that it's now Fletcher's turn instead.
Okay. Well, the smart thing to do right now is pick up Adrian.
You want to pick up Adrian, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Roll strength. And Adrian, roll body weight.
Never mind.
And
Unless you
Adrian,
get under a 4.
roll body weight.
Actually, do I weigh more in my wasp form?
No, you
Weigh
don't
the
know.
same. I am.
Adrian is too heavy for you to carry. You have lost one action. You have one left.
Can I drag him?
You could if you want. However, this does mean that your opponent that is right point blank in front of you is allowed to get an attack of opportunity.
Dropkick him! Use Adrian as a shield!
Adrian is a
I
mace.
can't use my ally as a shield. That is not proper.
Not proper etiquette.
He's on the floor. I'm not putting him in harm's way. I will die before I let my allies take more hits.
Damn it, you boys and your morality.
Am I allowed to activate Phase Cutter and attack, or is that what 2 actions?
Sadly, you know what? No, I wouldn't say that it is technically 2 actions. Because Phase Cutter can't exist without an attack. So I'm going to say, yeah, you can roll it before an attack, and it doesn't count as an action. So therefore, yeah. However, obviously, if you failed that, and then failed your attack, that's obviously the end of your turn anyway, because it's a failed attack. But if you fail it, just like you did a minute ago, it doesn't mean that you fail your attack, it just means that you failed that portion of your attack. So yeah, you can roll it. You can roll it even if you only have an action left, because it requires you to attack, and you have to roll it before you land an attack. So yeah.
Alright, one more question.
Yes.
Can I go for combo as well?
Okay, so you can tell me that you're going for combo, and if you get the roll requirement, in other words, like, I think it's 15 or above, then yeah, technically you can then throw a roll for a secondary attack. However, the secondary attack would not be Phase Cutter.
Obviously.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not gonna be that cheeky. So, Phase Cutter first.
Okay. Hey!
And now for the other one.
As the zombie tries to block, but this time it tries to block with its sword, which it does do perfectly, as it perfectly blocks your sword. Except for one problem. As it does so, as it puts its sword right up, something miraculous happens. Your staff passes right through the sword, ignoring it, as if it weren't there, as it strikes against the zombie's skull, and then passes through it, distorting the space of the molecular structure of its skull. As it does so, the impact behind it reaches through it. Because you have also gotten way above the roll requirement, you're also now allowed to roll for a secondary attack. Do so as you wish.
Heck yeah!
As this is a second attack, it is now allowed to react to this. So all you have to do is just basically roll your staff proficiency.
Okay. That is a 2, not a 1.
Oh my god, dude!
Right,
time
so
machine.
as it goes to block, it just phases through it, boosh, goes through its head, and then it's like you spin down and then hit it in the side as like you use the momentum going from left to then right. As you do so, roll your Phase Cutter with your first attack's damage, so whatever you normally roll plus that d8 plus your staff damage.
So do I do Phase plus then my normal damage and then
So Phase Cutter damage, which is a d8, then whatever you normally do, I think, which is technically a d8 or 2d4s. So d8 plus 2d4s plus then staff damage. Yep, there you go. So I want to point this out. You already kill this thing with this particular attack. Like, you just basically phase cut its head off, and then immediately you swap right in and then smash it into the side, as you then would have done double damage, but you don't need to roll for this, as you basically tear this thing into 3 pieces. However, It's not over yet.
Yes.
As its blood splats onto you, you are then dealt 9 points of damage,
Ow.
which now puts you up to 1 point away from unconsciousness.
No.
As this Zambo is
Killed
now
it. That's all that matters.
Zam dead. Blah. As it is now the turn of Rakia. Rakia,
I have an idea.
their numbers are quite terrifying, and the wasp has been felled.
Well, I have an idea, and I need to calculate this because I can see that they're all a nice little neat line there.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to say, knock over a tree with the power of my hit, just whap it perfectly so that it timbers onto them, would it go? Is that possible?
I will say this: if it is or would be possible, it would have to be either this tree. Oh yeah, you can't see. Sorry. It could be possible with one of the two different trees either side of them. However, the only problem that I will say is the only way for you to do that would not be with a knife.
Oh yeah, it won't be with the knife. It will be, I could run over there real quickly and then whap it with my fists.
What's your move speed?
My move speed is 33 meters.
Well, aren't you in luck? Because the closest tree to you is the closest tree to you and them is actually 20 meters away. So you could run up to it and attempt to either smash it or slash it.
I'm a slap it. I'm a slap it with my because I've got a bigger modifier for martial arts, and dexterity, I guess. So, which would be better? Do you think?
I mean, obviously, either one could still be used with dexterity anyway.
I'll use dexterity. It's just easy.
I'm going to say though, because you are terrified, it would normally be a disadvantage, but because that it is super dex, I'm going to allow it to be normal because you know what you're hitting.
Yeah, I know what I'm hitting. It's like I gotta do this. I gotta get rid of them. Holy moly!
Nice.
Oh!
Roll damage.
Okay, alright, sorry. Okay, so,
which would be double.
Yeah, it's 4d6, yeah, it's, jeez.
So 8d6.
8d6, oh my god,
Plus then, whatever your normal modifier is.
my normal modifier, yeah, it's just plus
it's 10,
I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So 8d6 plus 10. Jeez.
Take that, tree!
Yeah, okay, as you smash this tree just with your bare hand, you completely, just break through, and, it was like as if it gets hit by a cannon as it tears apart through it. I'm gonna ask you to roll a con, a fortitude specifically.
Oh, Jesus, alright, that's not, that's no good. 20. Oh, that's just a straight d20, my god. 11!
Okay. I shall say that I will be nice and say that you don't have an injury, but you have taken. Let's do it based on environmental factors. D4. Okay, so only have to roll 1d4.
Oh,
so let's see. You might get away with only 1. Okay, no, 4. So you take 4 points of damage to your hand for this.
That's fair enough.
That's
fair enough.
That's all that happens from this transaction in the terms of the damage that happens to you. Now, all that happens is this tree then just falls on all of these guys, and I will roll for them, but they all have disadvantage for this. Actually, no, they don't have disadvantage, but I'll roll once for them. You know what? I'll be really, really nice, and I'll go with the crappy modifiers. So there's two
Don't have
sets.
to be.
There's two sets
Don't
of.
have to be.
There's two. Okay. Right. So because the environmental factor that you did, I was going to say that the DC, because you got a natural 20, is 20. So in other words, their DC needed to be 20. Didn't have to be natural, just had to be 20. They got a 10. So they all fail, so they all get hit by this tree. As a tree just basically collapses onto them, and basically means that none of them are able to move now. The damage that is dealt to them is environmental, so it's 2d4. Okay, so that's 3d4s plus another d4, so that's 4d4s. So they take 4d4s of damage. Which is 11. Okay, so they are dealt 11 damage, plus the tree's weight, which is way over what a human's weight would be, which then means that it just caps at 15, so it's then 26 points of damage, killing all of them.
Yay!
And
XP for days!
as you've now done that, it is now the turn of... It's now the turn of what would have been Adrian. So Adrian, you're still unconscious. It now goes over to Cloak. So Cloak, what will you do? You said that you wanted to go across the treetops. Which ones?
I don't know yet. I didn't say that I was ready to do that. I might. I'll try and use Instinctive Will, active Instinctive Will, and then kind of run around and see if I can find anything.
Okay.
Anything significant.
Perception and willpower, or willpower and perception?
No.
No. Doesn't work. Do you still wish to run around?
Yeah, I might as well look around anyway.
So, how would you like to go about this? Are you going to run across the treetops?
Yeah.
Which way? Right or left?
I will go. I'll go left.
Okay. Roll me acrobatics. Yeah. Okay. I'll allow it. What's your move speed?
28.
Okay, so that's...
Yeah, it's 20.
4, 6, and that's 8, 10, 12, and that's a big jump. I'm going to say that one is... that's 15. Do you want to go any further than there? Do you want to keep going?
Yeah, I will keep going.
Okay, so that's currently at 15, so that'll be then 17, 19, 20. What's your move speed again?
28.
Okay, so where do you want to keep going this way?
Yeah, I will go shoot more trees if I can.
Okay, so that's 6, so that's 26 to this one. There are no closer trees.
I'll do.
Okay, and that's the end of your turn. As it's now the turn of the Zeds. As it's now the turn of the Zedicles. Okay. Let's see if he can get this. Yep. Okay, so the body of Adrian starts shaking violently as the entirety of the flesh that is rotten courses all throughout their body until eventually the spasming stops. And Fletcher awakens.
Why do I awaken?
Sorry, as Adrian awakens. As Adrian gets back up, however, they are unable to speak.
Oh no.
As they look at Fletcher with a grand hunger. As Adrian is now a zombie. However, I'm going to ask Fletcher to roll me either an intelligence or an insight.
Don't make me do this, man.
Now, Adrian, now, Sam, it's up to you. I can either take control of your character, or you can take control of your character, and I just direct
The
it.
nat 20.
Natural 20, you know what's
I'll
going
take-
on, Fletcher.
If you want, I will.
Okay.
I'm assuming, is Adrian in any way in control, or is
No.
the zombie in control?
They are now undead, and they are hungry. They are just a zombie that is looking for the next meal, and the closest meal is right there. Fletcher, you know that Adrian is a zombie, there is no doubt, and they have 0 of what was once inside of them. They are an undead monster, and they are looking to you as their next meal, as their zombified human/wasp body creaks and slumbers towards you. Sorry, not slumbers, and lumbers towards you. Slumber, as it sleeps towards you.
Just going up to him like.
More helpful.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Sam. Sam.
So, as it is, I'm going to say currently it is still the zombie's turn, which technically means, Adrian, it is your zombie's turn. So,
Sam? You okay, Sam?
he's just answering a message in one of our group chats.
Oh right, okay. I
Yeah.
see what you. I see how it is. Right.
Sorry.
I
Yeah.
see how
I
it is.
thought you were
Sam,
I thought you were inconsolable. And I was
Yeah,
like,
just
I'm
like-
sorry, Sam.
but- Why do you do this?
I am a bit saddened. I like Adrian.
I did too.
Alas, I can understand that Adrian, by trying to be noble, perhaps a little foolish, and had very bad luck in everything that they tried to do. Especially, perhaps as soon as the bush happened, Adrian just kind of was screwed. But no,
Right.
Adrian is going to attempt to grapple Fletcher.
Okay. Roll grapple then, and then Fletcher, roll what you feel like you need to do.
For what's my super strength? 7.
Oh jeez.
16.
They're a monster. Yep, you grapple them.
I'm going to be chainsawed mouthed.
No, I'm debating. Would Adrian prefer? Oh no.
By the way, these zombies can either attack through biting or attack through any normal means. They just angrily either just randomly attack. It doesn't need to be out of hunger. I am just going to quickly look at
Zombie
something.
hybrid. A wasp hybrid zombie.
Yeah.
I am just going to check some notes real quick, because I believe that there might be something to this.
I think Adrian might attempt to actually squeeze the life out of Fletcher. Because if nothing else, they might stop them from breathing and cause them to pass out, making them a far easier target to eat. Adrian would be, if zombie Adrian would be smart enough to think that.
Okay.
Would it, if you want, I can roll intelligence.
No. You don't have to roll intelligence. What are you trying to do? You trying to squeeze the life out of him, did you say? Just roll grapple to deal damage. Yeah. Roll
If you want
grapple.
to do me to roll again for strength.
Yeah. Okay.
25.
Yeah. Alright then. And then Fletcher, you can either roll con Or
Mhm.
actually, wait, is this for an injury or is this for damage, Adrian?
Probably injury.
Oh, in that case, yeah, you can roll con, Fletcher.
Disadvantage, because this is super strength.
Oh shit, yeah, I
Sorry.
forgot about
Oh
that.
no!
Sorry.
Thank you, Sam.
I
I'm
didn't
glad
want
that I
this to
chose you
happen.
for this mission.
I'm sorry, Connor.
You were an unwilling participant.
It's either that or I might murderize you. I'd hope this would be less.
I'm sorry that I have specifically chosen for me to do this instead of Joe taking over me like a possessive bastard.
Because I thought you might have been able to become invisible or like transparent. You know, like
I tried.
It is intangibility, not invisibility.
intangibility. You know what I mean? I thought you. I'm so sad right now. I feel bad.
I actually had to read it just to make sure that it didn't say that it was the same thing as the time power. Okay, right. So that's still 16. Okay. The difference between that is 15 and you have 25, which means that that's 2. So that is an injury. And even worse, I think that's actually 2 injuries worse. So that is...
Adrian, I gave you an apple! You were the chosen one!
You're meant to
He's not
join
in
the team,
control
not
anymore.
betray them.
That's that. Okay.
To bring balance to the RP.
Now.
Not leave it in
So-
darkness.
As they do this, they cause basically, like, the best way that I could say is they cause internal damage or trauma to you, similar to what happened with your cheekbones, except from on and around your neck. This is either the equivalent of bruising or slightly damaging and tearing the muscles, even harming the windpipe, which can affect you. This is dealt 7 points of damage to you, but this will also cause an extra +7 of damage whenever you are struck here due to the injury. However,
I am unconscious.
you are on 1 HP, so that puts you at -6. As you are unconscious as you fall down. However, you are also dealt damage by a zombie.
Oh,
This went so... Oh, Jesus
As you are
Christ,
also
this is
then
going
dealt
so bad.
13 points of damage on top of that.
This is so bad.
Okay. Jeez, which puts you to -19.
Minus 20.
minus 19. As it is now the turn of Rakia, because Fletcher's done. Oh, actually, hang on a sec. Sorry, I should probably say this.
Felix.
No. I still don't. You know what? I might use Felix if things get even worse. I don't know how they could get even worse, but I'm sure that they could, depending on one of the two characters. Anyway, Rakia is.
I mean, bring Felix in. At least he has super strength.
Rakia, is now your turn.
Well, I know... Well, I guess, I know what's going on.
I'm gonna say roll a perception
I'm a roll of
to
perception.
see if you notice anything outside of you. Because again, you were terrified and you just panicked and just went, "This is the best way that I can hit all of them."
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, you see everything now. You are now sort of like seeing all of this stuff. I'm going to ask you to roll me a nerve.
Oh yeah, this ain't good. This is not a good day for Rakia, especially with -3 nerve. Oh, I'm not happy with this.
You are freaking the F out, and even worse is that you can sense that there is someone further in the forest behind you. That there is another presence, and even more terrifying, you could have sworn that you could hear some kind of distant noise coming from where you came from. So you now see that Adrian has just strangled the life out of Fletcher as he then goes limp as they let go of him. And you are sensing two 2 more presences off into the distance of the forest. However, from the direction you came from, you could also hear a slight noise.
Oh.
You are panicked. What will you do?
I'm very upsetty. Well, I'm gonna try,
I will now say, since that's another natural 1 or another really bad roll, it will now be anything you do will be disadvantage.
the only thing I can do now is activate my one thing just so I can get normal rolls. I'm gonna activate my natural power, as it were.
Oh,
that's
your
the
racial
natural-
ability. Yeah.
Yeah, racial ability.
Okay.
D4. 4
There you
turns. So at least I get normal rolls, with physical stuff. I guess first of all I'm going to I'm gonna have to deal with the Adrian situation. I'm sorry, Sam.
It's okay.
I think,
How are you dealing with Adrian then?
well, I'm gonna try and dispatch him with the knife that he made me.
Okay.
Just like keep on trying from where I am, because I ain't going anywhere near anybody. Because
Okay.
this ain't good.
Can Adrian attempt to block?
Yep. Absolutely. So
Alright,
you
let's
roll
try
to
this.
throw knife, and then you
Throw
try
knife.
to roll for block.
Ah,
That is a failed block, but roll damage, Rakia.
okay, that's 4d6.
Minus 10.
Well, let's hope for the best here.
Plus
Yeah.
my 10.
It's just 46 then, isn't it? If you...
Yeah, it's 4d6.
It's
plus-
enough. You can still kill me.
Yeah, 4d6 plus
4d6
the 10
plus-
on my...
46 plus 2, not 10.
Oh, 2, sorry, my bad. Sorry, I was thinking of my
My
punch
smack
hand.
attack.
There we go,
Okay,
smack.
So
that's
10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. As you are dealt 10 damage. Okay.
I'm sorry!
As the body of as the body sort of just like hits. Now, thankfully, the dagger actually doesn't at that point count as a bladed weapon, because the chitin is so strong, it actually neutralizes it and actually it basically counts as if your body was hit by a rubber bullet. However, at that moment, it hits you in the chest. As you do so, you fall to the floor, backwards, onto the ground. No more movement. And that is that. And that is the end of your turn, Rakia, as we now come to... Cloak. Since Fletcher is down and Adrian is down, it's now Cloak's turn.
Well, it's like I'm always trying to activate instinctive roll again.
You could always try to do that, yes, absolutely.
That's what this happens with every character I use this with.
Yeah, no, you're never really all that lucky with usage styles, especially the ones that grant you any kind of willpower function.
Yeah, we're not really good.
It's funny because everyone always thinks that you're the most overpowered character player, and yet whenever you try to play a low-level character, you're basically nerfed to the absolute bottom tier. And then when you finally get a modifier that just means that, like, bad rolls other than natural ones aren't that bad, everyone's like, oh, god tier character over here. And it's like, guys, please.
And we are a little unfair on Bill, only because of the salt that we generate whenever he's around. It's just
we
so
always
salty.
assumed it was the salt. Okay, yeah, sadly that doesn't work. What else?
Indeed, what else? I suppose I could. Try again.
Waste your last turn on trying again.
Yeah, I mean, it's something.
Okay, go for it.
Of course.
Okay, that's the end of your turn as we now come back to the Zambos. Kazambos! As Rakia, you do see this, so you'll notice this straight away. There is a new guy.
No.
I'll use the cloning tool for this one. Oh. Boosh. Boosh. I'm going to change this colour to this colour for no reason other than the fact that I need to differentiate them. As you notice that these two have been staying back for a bit, but are now starting to walk closer. As they get within a specific distance to you, there is a man in a lab coat covered and drenched in blood. As he walks back, you can sort of see that he is currently looking rather maddened and rather annoyed. Damn it. Damn it! I was really hoping to not have to waste so many of these. As in front of him you see an undead. The undead in question has a certain amount of different tools on them, looking to be mostly dexterity-based weapons, katanas and scimitars. However, it's very closely following, or at least in front of him. Almost as if he's following it. Although the other one is not too far away, I can sense him. But I was kind of hoping that that wasp would have actually stuck around for a little longer. Although, I guess I could use it again. Yes, I could use it again. As he then looks over at Rakia. You don't seem to be covered in any of my beautiful pustules or necrosis, but nevertheless, you will be soon. Now, my zombie minion, take forth and get rid of her. As the zombie attempts to attack you.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna use my greatest weapon, the trees.
Okay, remember, only thanks to your ability are you not rolling disadvantage right now.
Yeah, I know.
But also
I know.
thanks to it, you're not rolling advantage as well.
Yeah. So here, this is great. Right.
On the
Okay.
bright
So
side.
The bright
There-
side?
Oh yeah, there is a bright side. You can. Actually, no, I won't say anything. What would you like to do as your reaction?
well, I need to dodge out of this guy, and I'm just gonna try and do my tree attack so that hopefully gets on this professor more than anything else, because I think he's behind all of this shenanigans.
Okay, so you want to roll acrobatics then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, roll for it. Which you can do with advantage.
Can I? Even though I'm not. Oh, nice. Okay.
There's a reason for it. Because the weapons that this guy have are all dex-based. As you dodge past this creature, you are allowed to land a counterattack against this specific creature. However, because it is acrobatics, you cannot go any further than half your move speed away from this creature.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to be touched by this thing at all.
That's okay, you don't have to. If you'd like to move up to half of your move speed away from it, you can also do so.
I would like to do that so that I can prepare for tree damage.
Would you like to get to the closest tree towards him, then, in that case?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll place you there. Ooh, place you there. Right behind that tree. There we go. Lovely. I mean, your move speed is ridiculously large anyway. I mean, it's. I mean, yeah, you could have gotten the hell out of there anyway. Yeah, and that's the end of that. However, it is not the end of his turn. Okay. As now, Fletcher rises.
No.
As he starts twinging and twitching, shuddering and shaking, and then sudden stillness. His body gets up as it picks up the staff and begins to walk again as an undead servant. As it now begets Rakia's turn.
Okay, I guess, I'm gonna try and get a tree down on this horrible, horrible man.
Okay, roll for it.
Okay, so I just get this is just normal roll, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Roll for damage against the
Okay.
against the tree.
Okay, so it's like, yeah, it's
4d6 plus 10.
plus 10. Yeah, 46 plus 10. Although it's a natural 1, though, does that mean double damage? No, it doesn't, does it?
No, because I was rolling a natural 1 for the zombie to try and...
Oh, I get you, right. 46 plus 10, here we go. 18.
Okay. You smack the tree and do great damage to it. However, it does not fall down.
Shit.
As the guy looks very confused, he then just sort of laughs. And then it is the end of your turn, as we now come to... Well, Fletcher, it's up to you. Would you like this to be your zombified turn?
I guess the reins are back to me.
Absolutely, if you'd like them to be, but remember, you are now an undead servant of this creepy guy.
I work in retail. Is there any difference?
Fair enough. I guess maybe probably just yeah, never mind.
Alright. I must apologize for the actions I take because I have no brain.
That's okay. Sam apologised profusely. We all trust Sam, right, guys? So technically, there are Felix, Brachia, and Cloak still up. I would say it was not necessarily massively fair to involve Felix in this,
Yeah, understand.
but it is up to you.
I would like to think that somewhere inside this husk there is still a small sliver of pride.
No, not one. Not one.
Fair.
The brain is not active, but the flesh is still moving.
I guess I will shamble towards Rakia, who's probably closer.
Okay,
I am luckily behind tree.
what is your move speed?
Inside tree.
It is 26.
In that case, yeah, you can get up towards Rakia. What would you like to do?
Let's go for a grapple.
Okay. Full disclosure, you can still use both your weapon and your powers, but okay. Rakia, how would you like to react to the zombie?
I'm a dodger. I'm a dodge away.
Okay. Would you like to roll of acrobatics or evasion?
It's either say I'm gonna go with evasion.
Okay.
I'm out
Evasion.
Of here.
If you get evasion correctly, then it basically means that you can move your entire move speed away, or within your entire move speed, in any direction.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Evasion.
Now you're allowed
Alright.
you're allowed a counterattack, but I assume that you probably wouldn't want one.
No, not really.
Oh, actually, you still have a knife.
yeah.
You are allowed to counterattack with throwing, which is an
sweet.
evasion thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Let's try it.
Okay. And what direction would you like to dodge off to?
To a direction in which there is a tree that I can go behind the scientist because I've got my eye on this scientist.
Okay. Well, in that case, I definitely know where I'm putting you then. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to
So-
throw that knife,
Okay, so do I have to
just roll damage
Just roll damage. Okay.
because you got way above his roll.
6 plus 2. Yay. Sorry, Fletcher.
Put me out of my misery.
Wow, I really did not do that very well at all.
Jeez, no. Okay. Right, okay, well, Fletcher's zombie is dealt 9 points of damage. As we now come back to... Cloak.
one with the tree.
You are indeed one with the trees. I will probably say that since you've heard this guy talking, you know roughly where his location is. You also know that Fletcher is now attacking Rakia because, well, he's a zombie now. Brains.
Jump on this guy's
You want to jump on him, did you say?
to get the jump on him.
I mean, you are literally one tree away from being on the tree that Rakia is behind, but the tree that is directly above this guy's head.
Okay. Might as well move over there.
Roll acrobatics! Again, allowance granted.
Close enough.
Indeed, you are close enough. So, what would you like to do?
Is there any way I could...
I want to point out, he doesn't know that you're there.
Yeah. I kind of want to use my finesse shot and also activate my power.
Again, since your powers do technically allow that due to the level 3 ability, I will say that you can indeed do that without using any more than your final action.
I'll try. I'll also roll my advantage on my powers against that action.
Okay, so you're now confirming. Okay. Roll advantage then. They indeed will work. Now I will say that this guy will get a disadvantage to evading you, due to the fact that yes, he hasn't seen you, but obviously you weren't technically stealthing.
Yeah.
That's okay, because I'm pretty sure this guy's got not the greatest stats, although I'm hoping that I'm not jinxing it right now. So it's up to you. Do you want to take the advantage, or do you want this guy to take the disadvantage?
Take the...
Okay then. Roll advantage!
This is me.
17. 8. He does not dodge out of the way as you strike him with that ability. As you do so,
Yes, he has endurance, right?
he does. I'm now just currently finding his con. That's why I was like pausing. I was like, as you do so. Ah, yes, I remember how I built this guy now. In fact, I think you might love it.
But also, my ability actually works this time because I got way above the roll.
Yep. So he got basically 10 or above, and you got 15 or above, which basically means that it would be fatigue.
Yes.
However, that doesn't matter, because you have your ability activate. And, oh fuck. Oh dear. Oh, where have you gone? Come back. There we go. As you hit this guy in the back of the neck, as he then falls, and he just starts screaming, "Ah! What the hell?" As then, you notice that the zombie shambles towards you, then just falls down to the ground as if nothing happened. However, in front of Felix, the same happens. And then, something strange. Fletcher, you awaken. You have no idea what just happened to you, but you awaken. Your body, it hurts, but as you look at your hands, your flesh is no longer blackening. In fact, the pustules and the darkness, the necrotizing flesh, it's disappearing. returning back to its original splendour and life-filled flesh. The blood is pumping through your veins. You've never felt more alive in this moment of realising what being dead feels like. And the same thing happens to Adrian. You suddenly awaken. You feel a strange burning sensation go throughout your body, and then suddenly the coldness is flushed with warmth. As again, your blood begins to pump throughout all of your circulatory system.
Sorry about throwing that knife at you, mate.
As-
To be fair, it wasn't myself.
As this happens, the guy then screams, "No! No, 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 no! This can't be happening! No! Wait! You're one of them! You're a nullification child! Your powers are to stop others' powers! Damn it! Get back here!" As he then swipes towards you. You are allowed to react, as is Rakia.
Oh, well, I'm about to ruin this whole man's
Think about
career.
Rack- yeah, I will try and swiftly move out of the way with hopefully I can get.
You can do so with either evasion or acrobatics if you wish.
I will throw my knife into his forehead.
Ah, okay. Well, in that case, yes, you do. You dodge away from him and throw your knife into his forehead. Roll damage. You deal 7 points of damage to this guy.
Rakia's got this.
I am absolutely going to just destroy this whole man's career
So,
with my
Rakia.
precision strike. Yeah.
Oh, ooh, okay. So, Rakia, how would you like to react to this guy's attack?
You know, well, his blood can't hurt me. I don't think.
So far, it doesn't seem that way.
So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna do a fucking mad dash. I'm sorry I'm swearing so much, Rob. I'm trying not to, but I just hate this guy. I hate this guy and his gross powers. So I'ma just, use my great big old punch with the double damage.
Okay.
Knock his head clean off his neck.
Remember, just real quick, you'll have to roll your martial arts.
I will.
Or, if you're really feeling confident that you can get way above 5 or above this guy's thing. Well, actually, no, it's a martial art. Never mind. Yeah, you have to roll martial arts instead of dex.
All right, here we go. Martial arts, baby. Let's try this.
However, you are no longer terrified, so you get to roll advantage.
Yay!
Oh wait, no, it's only dex-based roll. Sorry, I forgot. This has been a
do
roller
this?
coaster.
That's not fair.
Sorry.
No, it doesn't work.
Damn it.
Make
I'm
it
too
a
scared.
You're not. No, it's not that you're scared anymore. It's just that it's because you're using martial arts and also your ability affects dex-based abilities, dex-based rolls, not proficiencies.
All right.
Which is why that you weren't able to roll advantage against him on either of those situations. However, yeah, he gets stabbed in the face and he's just like screaming out in pain, as it's very obvious that this guy is not exactly anywhere near, like, his body is not anywhere near as capable as his power seemed to show. As it is now, as everyone is now getting back up, I now have to have a look at this, because I believe it is now technically this guy's turn. Oh wait, no, that's what you guys just reacted to, sorry.
Turn.
Yeah. It's now Felix's turn, but I'm going to say it's Fletcher's turn.
All right, Fletcher, get that knife out your eye. I want that back later.
No, sir. I could technically just turn my head intangible and then fall out.
Yep.
But let's see.
Sorry, what are you rolling for?
Just to get the knife out of my face.
Oh, you haven't got a knife in your face. It's the other guy.
No, I think Rakia meant
Oh yeah, because
the knife actually was just stabbed in any old random place. You could technically pull it out. You don't need to technically turn intangible for it, but if you want to, you can.
makes it easy.
Very well. You turn intangible, and the knife just drops out of you.
Good. Time to run and try my luck at face cutter again.
Okay, go for it. Obviously, move you closer to this guy so you can actually do so. If anyone else is actually wondering what actual soundtrack this should be, it should probably be some kind of super hype song at this point. But yeah, let's go. As you activate Phase Cutter and attempt to land your attack against this man.
Oh, holy moly.
I'm going to have to do something super fierce to actually break out of this. And I have to be honest. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should be rolling disadvantage. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Technically, that means that I could have actually let Rakia had an advantage all along then.
Oh, dang.
Dang, yeah.
Oh well, I want the other folk. I want everyone else.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I'm gonna get rid of my first roll that I did for him because I like the whole idea of knowing exactly what the disadvantage rolls are. So I'm just gonna get rid of these. Okay.
Well, anyway, I don't want to. I already just killed a bunch of Zambos. I want Fletcher to get this one. I want Fletcher to get the final kill on this.
To be honest, I'm just
awful
glad
man.
that Bill got to get his moment because, yeah, by the way, I actually built this in specifically if he gets knocked out, forcibly knocked out, or if he gets nullified, the zombification. If they were zombified within the last hour, they'll return to life. So Adrian and Fletcher are back up. But there was also a specific hint that was given earlier because the werewolf actually said, my friends died over an hour ago and they were turned into those monsters, meaning that basically his friends weren't ever going to get back up after that.
Oh, bless.
But it was supposed to be a hint as to how and why you guys could actually have overcome this without running away from him. So, yeah. So he's definitely not dodging this. You can deal damage. Again, I guess it's a d8 plus 2d4s plus 8?
It's like well over his roll.
Yeah, well over his roll. He got an actual 1.
Is it true?
Does that double phase cutter as well? Or
No, it
is
doesn't. It doesn't
same?
double your damage. It just basically means that you get 10 XP for the thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, God. Blimey.
Nice.
Jeez. Okay.
It's a lucky day.
Blimey. Okay, I have to have a look at this real quick. I'm pretty sure that breaks his vitality.
That's what I've been waiting for!
Very good. Okay, yeah.
Murder him.
That absolutely does. Which basically means I have to now roll this again. His terrible constitution. Jeez, okay. He somehow doesn't get an injury from this, although he has taken a severely high amount of damage. As when he does, he's sort of like rattled for a second, sort of screaming in pain, as it is now the turn of our everybody's favourite Wraith, Rakia the Wraith.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, when is Adrian's turn, by the way? Is
After
he,
yours.
After mine. Oh hell yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Everyone's favourite Wasp, but I was like, everyone's
Wraith.
favourite Wraith.
Well, I think that this time. I'll see if we'll like it because I haven't been able to like his blood endurance. So I'm gonna do with what I know. I'm gonna try and whip him from a
Okay.
distance because he deserves to be punished.
This is
Naughty
from-
boy.
Okay. Will this be the power of an
yeah.
enemy whip? Go on.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Dexterity. Go on, baby. Oh, 15?
Disadvantage.
And yeah,
And technically,
kind of screwed.
you get advantage.
Oh, I do, don't I? Because my thing's not over yet. So can I do... Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, I was also going to
Sorry.
say because it was a dex.
Oh, yeah.
A good thing he has disadvantage.
He has disadvantage because of the fatigue. You have advantage because that...
Oh, well,
It's
I'll
super
go
dex.
with a 15 then.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that still beats his... Oh.
It doesn't actually,
Oh,
no.
Okay. Yeah, that's a dodge, I'm afraid. He's not... I mean, it's dex, so it's dodge, so he dodges the attack ever so slightly. Trying to get out of the way and trying to run
Is
away.
my knife still technically embedded in his head?
You know what? I'm gonna actually say yes. So he can get about this distance.
Pull him in the way of the attack?
I'm gonna say no, but I am gonna say if you ever wanted an ability like that, definitely come up with that as a defensive style where it's like, if someone's stuck with your thing, you can pull them back in. But yeah, so he gets to here, and then that's it, because the rope is still stuck to his head as he's trying to run away. As he's crying, he's like, "No, please, I'm sorry." As it's now the turn of Adrian.
Back from the dead.
Quite literally back from the dead.
Well,
I mean, this guy ain't Spider-Man, but everyone does get one. Your hand is back to normal, and as is the rest of your body. Your maximum health is a whopping 31. Sorry, a whopping 30.
Whoops.
The total amount of damage that you currently have on you right now, I'm going to say that you're fully healed. Both you and Fletcher. However, you're...
I still have the injury, don't I?
Yeah, you still have the injury.
Oh, I have 2.
Oh,
I don't
shit. I'm going to say that injury, no. Wait, yeah, no, I'm going to say, yeah, that injury as well, yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
yeah. It's all
I
accidental.
roll power knowledge to see if I know A, what this power is, and B, how he has to channel it. Adrian, I think, might use some spite here.
I'm going to say you can roll for it if you'd like. Yeah, roll power knowledge, I guess. No.
I mostly just want to know if he had to use his hands for it.
You're not sure. I mean, it didn't seem like as if he had to use his hands to affect you from that distance.
I think I'm going to... Adrian is going to, more or less, just try and punch his head off.
Okay.
Adrian's just going to leap the distance. Leap upwards, and do, like, flying down punch.
I now have to have a look. What's your move speed?
23. You know what? I do have super strength and super dex, so I can leap pretty high.
I mean, you don't have the ability leap, do you?
Oh, but something that's semi-instinctual.
No, hang on a sec. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh yeah, no, you got plenty of capability. So yeah, you can run towards him, leap towards him using your strength or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's within your move speed anyway. I mean, yeah, you'd have to roll SP for lost points, which obviously Sam doesn't have the time for, because if you activate flight, then that's your last
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, okay, so just roll strength to try and smack this guy. Are you attempting knockout or just straight up damage?
Okay. Ask, are people watching this?
Well, your teammates are watching this.
I mean, just like, is this being televised?
You assume that it is, regardless of whether or not you care about that right now or not.
I will attempt just... Okay.
Okay, that's 14.
Nerve. I roll nerve.
Yeah, you can roll nerve. I'll allow it for character stuff. 20.
Okay. Is there someone special watching? Murder is not what I want
special.
to do.
I'm special.
There's someone. You know.
Let's put it
He
this.
did surrender. Let's
put it this way. The main thing is as you're charging towards this guy, you have a relatively calm head. You know, okay, someone in my team or something to do with his power basically brought me back. You don't know if that's something to do with your team because you didn't know until it was too late. So you didn't hear about the nullification thing. You don't even know why you're here, but you know this. You're up, and you need to get this guy down. However, you see him running. He's stuck forehead first to a knife that is attached to a rope that Cloak is currently holding, and he has currently got blood and tears streaming down his face as he is attempting to run away.
Adrian's gonna go for the knockout.
Okay, you definitely land the hit. I will roll for con, which is, again, disadvantage. Actually, I'm not... You know what, I'm not even going to say, because it doesn't matter. He's got the lowest con, he has to roll disadvantage, and technically he has to roll disadvantage again, because he's already got fatigue anyway. Because he doesn't have super con, and you have super strength. So yeah, you just straight up knock this guy out. As he goes, no! And he just faints against this knife as he just falls to the ground.
See, I run up and hug Adrian. I'm running up and hugging Adrian because I thought he was a zombo this whole time. And
He is initially kind of like held by this and goes still, but then eventually kind of goes into the hug and hugs back.
I'm sorry I hit you with a knife.
Hit me with a knife? Don't recall that happening.
You're gonna search his body, did you say, yeah?
Yeah.
Roll investigation.
Can I help?
You can also roll investigation.
I will also roll investigation.
You are too busy hugging Adrian.
I'm too busy hugging Adrian. Okay.
Too busy having a moment.
My friend, I thought you were dead.
Okay, so Cloak, since you went first, I'll state this. The main things that you find on this guy is one badge. That is it. You don't find anything else on him other than just the one badge. However, as Fletcher is looking around on this guy's body, you see both the numbers that he has on his red band, and you also find a few extra things. A couple of scalpels, and even a few vials of blood. You're not entirely sure why he has these, but you can only assume that it's something to do with his power. Finally, the main thing that I will say about this particular thing is you all suddenly hear a voice standing behind you.
Oh?
I can't believe it. You actually did it.
Hey!
Dogman.
It is indeed Dogman.
You're welcome.
Still, it seems as though the effects only wore off just around about the time that I got here. I don't remember even how I got here. I guess I must have succumbed to his power. Eventually, in the end, the necrosis got me because I ate some of that meat. My entire team is gone. I am left with nothing else, and you were the ones who defeated them. Who is it? Who is it that stopped this creature's spell?
Yeah, I just sort of point at Cloak. You know.
Was it truly you? How did you do such a thing?
And kind of kick the body a bit towards him and say, "Can you finish him off for us?"
I'd be happy to. Although, how did you do it?
As he leans down and places his incredibly large hand over this guy's throat.
Well, I hit him pretty hard in the neck. Turns out that was his weak point.
I'm just sort of like narrowing my eyes at Cloak, just like, we know that's not what happened.
Fine. Keep your secrets. Regardless, I had no intention of continuing this after my team was dead. As I said, I just wanted to make sure that I did not succumb to this man's poison before he was killed. But even then I failed.
Technically, you get to finish him off.
Perhaps I do. Although, you might notice something. I'm not entirely sure what it means.
As you look at the man, or wolf man, as you look at the werewolf himself, on neither of his arms does he actually have a red glowing band.
Huh.
I can't imagine what it exactly means. But if I was to take a certain guess, I don't think the dead carry much in the terms of the point system. So,
Oh.
I'm not sure.
As he looks up towards Adrian.
I have points.
Your band is gone.
Oh no.
Fletcher, you also look at your wrists. Your band is gone.
I only had 1 point.
I'm not entirely sure what this means for your team, but I think I have a pretty good idea. So, I have a request for you.
Let's hear it.
Go on.
A friend of mine was saying something about this particular tournament. They said something about them being psychically linked. There's a reason as to how people get points, right? Then in that case, his points should have been transferred to you because you defeated him. But perhaps he doesn't truly believe that he is defeated. He was just cowardly and didn't want to die. So perhaps there's something else that you must do. Perhaps you must kill this man. If I were to do so, that would only mean that I would take his band. And that also means that you would then have to kill me for it. So instead of me killing him, perhaps one of you should.
Fine, I'll take it.
Wait,
Because
no.
I have a gun.
You already have a band.
Yeah. It needs to be Adrian or Fletcher.
You really want to make them choose?
Well, yeah, but so that we can stay in the game and, and then we'll find someone else to, have for Adrian to take,
Interesting, I never thought that your voice was like this. In our previous
I have a-
encounter,
I have a cold.
you
I'm very
sounded
scared.
different.
The werewolf looks at the lot of you and realises that this is not an easy choice to make. But as he looks at you, he knows that there is only one thing that can happen. Because who knows what happens to contestants who are no longer contestants?
You can always join up with us and see this ride out to the end.
Well, if I leave the body to these people, I'm gonna go look around. Specifically the one with a bunch of weapons on its back.
I'm gonna take Fletcher to the side with my cold. I know. Yeah. And folks, I've had an emotional day. It's difficult to do the Rakia voice.
I still think that you should have it that it changes whenever either you're stressed or whenever you have actually had a drink.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like straight when I've had a real stress or just I've cleared my throat. It's just like I'm really upset right now. It's just say like Fletcher. I don't think Adrian will do it. I think you have to do it. He doesn't like kicking people down.
The problem is me. I'm the same as Adrian. I don't want to kill an unconscious opponent.
But
Tell me what, creature? What drives you to continuing this tournament?
To prove I am the better component.
I don't believe I was speaking to you.
I wanted to make sure just in case.
Go on, wasp creature. Tell me, why did you join this tournament in the first place?
June just kind of looks at him, considers. Because I have to.
Then you know what you have to do.
Perhaps. This is not our way to do so.
If you do not do this, then someone else will take this fool's life, and it will be all for nothing.
I guess this one
It would be all for nothing if I were to take his life.
This man is human garbage. He used the dead as his own personal puppets, servants and slaves. He used my own friends as his own guard dogs, as his entourage. And you're telling me that this man deserves to live, when he could be taking something so precious from you?
you've got a point there. Maybe you would. Just this once.
He awakens. I shall kill him. Will not do so whenever he is unconscious. An unarmed, conscious opponent. Do you see like Adrian fold their arms on this?
You're a fool. But then again, I guess we're all naive until it becomes our day. I shall leave this one with you. I'm going to attempt to do something. I need to see if it's possible. If it's possible to even do any of this. Go any further without the bands. Without the badges. I don't know if I'll be able to get any further. I guess I will see you soon. Or perhaps I'll never see you again. Take care, strange group.
The werewolf proceeds to let go of his throat. He then continues on, walking away into the night.
Good luck, Mr. Wolfman.
Stay
So-
safe out there.
Cloak, you said that you wanted to take the guy's weapons, yeah?
Well, the browse.
Well, you see one katana and two scimitars on the guy with dexterity weapons, or at least the dead body with dexterity weapons. You also see two throwing knives.
Well, I might as well take a katana and a scimitar and some throwing knives.
Thankfully, they do come with their own sheaths and straps for you to take them with you. As you're gearing yourself up, The big elephant in the room is exactly what to do with this man. This Dr. Zambak. He's not exactly going to be cooperative. But at the same time, those with the moral codes are the only ones without the bans, and therefore they must make an unruly decision. I'm going to say...
I think I need...
Is it your wish to bind this guy using anyone's powers or any of the amount of things that you currently have at your disposal?
I think I will. Can I attempt to convince Fletcher? Actually, no, because considering my charisma.
Mine's not
But-
much better.
Well, we can give it a try. Just say,
Roll for it.
I can just. Well, yeah, I can. Okay.
Well, you can either roll for it or you can speak it out. And
Well,
then
I'm
see
gonna
if
speak
that's
it out
good.
loud. I'm gonna speak it out. I think this is my reason. Say, yeah, but I saw what you could do. Higman's power. It's not your time yet. Imagine what you could do. Please. Do what needs to be done. Oh. And so shall I roll charisma for that?
Persuasion.
Okay, persuasion. That's -4 from me. Wow. No, I'm not persuaded at all, so I haven't persuaded Fletcher.
Fletcher, you personally feel like after hearing that, you actually think that it shouldn't be you who decides this. As a matter of fact, you're actually feeling the other way. Either they're too kill greedy, or you actually feel like maybe it should be, if anyone's decision, it should be Adrian's, purely because that during that fight, yes, they were the one who downed you, but they're the one who had been suffering with necrosis for much longer than anyone else.
Alright,
And
it's
they're the
down to
ones who
Adrian.
knocks them out. Meanwhile, Adrian, are you binding are you binding this guy up, or are you just waiting him to wake up of his own capabilities, regardless of what he's being bound by?
Yeah, I guess I'll de-transform and try to bind him in the ground with structure.
Okay, I'm going to say, just for the sake of it, you don't have to roll for this. If you don't want to. Okay.
I mean, even if it's just for a point, I'm not sure I want to in this instance.
So, as you bind him up using your abilities, you get further to... You basically use the mud and it covers him up and places him next to the tree, sitting upwards. Eventually, he awakens. As he does so, he screams out at all of you, cursing, profaning all sorts of strange things at you, but the main things that he says to you are along the lines of he wanted an entire nation to be ran by zombies, because that no one alive has to work if the dead do all the work afterwards. They'd just be empty shells, there's no point. The dead don't have any dignity left anyway, so it doesn't matter what happened to them. And as he continues to say this, he says, imagine an entire world, a nation, where the workforce are the dead. You don't have to work until after your life is over. Isn't this a perfect paradise? I create everything. As he continues to go madder and madder, the last things that he says.
I mean, at some point, Adrian's just going to, not going to say politely, but just kind of put a finger to his lips to indicate to stop.
Before you stop, the last thing that he says is, after all, isn't that the whole point of life? To experience? And then you just stop him.
We'll surrender now. Without entirely, and without any preamble.
He just smiles as he's got his
Which usually
finger
becomes
against your
that
mouth.
which you seem to love so much.
As you've got your finger against his mouth, he just sort of smiles. So you were one of the ones. I remember you. Yes. Adrian, wasn't it?
Said, you will surrender now. Without preamble. Totally and completely. Or else we shall turn you into that which you seem to love so much. Do you surrender?
Oh, please. What would you want me to do? I'm already bound. There's not much else that I can do. You're either going to kill me, or you're going to attempt to knock me out. But since that you don't have your bands anymore, does that mean that you can't steal my points? Oh, that's such a shame, isn't it? He stares with a shit-eating grin right at all of you, as it's almost like as if he's saying, I know of one, with just a smile.
Hurt him and roll intimidation.
Yes, how would you like to do so?
I'm pretty sure my speech was somewhat intimidating, that he will die.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, roll intimidation.
Good with that. Where's the punt?
I'll have a look at his charisma. I'll roll his charisma.
Tell me he's got negative charisma.
No, he's got neutral. Which is kind of the equivalent of that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
God damn it!
Yeah, he's still looking
damn
at
it,
you guys.
Joe.
You just have to kill him. You'll just have to kill him. Get him back in the game, come on.
Of course, I do know something that might help your kin.
Did you say?
If you'd be willing to listen to me, I might be able to help you with your current predicament. But that's only if you're willing to listen. Of course, you could just kill me, and it would all be over. Sure, one of you would get it, but there's two of you, and I'm pretty sure that you're not exactly bright enough or strong enough to be able to do the same thing twice. However, I can help you get more, and then in exchange you'll let me live.
You just kind of looks to the group because they're kind of sick of this at the moment. This man.
Yeah, I certainly am.
Speeches.
Yeah, Rakia and stuff is just that. Well, Rakia wanted to kill him from the beginning, but
yeah, but Adrian has a moral code, which is now just getting increasingly more annoying whenever people just won't get with the program.
Well, you know what? This is character development, mate. You go
exactly.
You do it. You character development. You do it.
I don't have to hear him speak more. I just want him to go away. I know.
Listen to how he does it.
Listen to him. Audibly.
If you want my abilities to be useful to you, there is one thing that you can do. You see, I have the ability to control the dead. There's no point in worrying about if they're dead or alive now, they're already gone, but I could use them to specifically spread the disease to others. Then once they're near their point of expiring, I can tell you. I can even stave off the expiration of the decay. I can reverse it. Just long enough for you to be able to nab yourself a couple of bands by killing them. Then once that's over, I'll have my army, and you'll have your points. Seems rather fair, doesn't it? After all, this is a tournament of life or death. And right now, two of you are pretty much on a sinking ship. No badges. I only had one on me anyway. I already used them, and I do have quite a few points, but sadly, if you kill me, all those points only go to one person. Do the exact thing that I'm asking you, and by jingo, you'll have everything that you need.
One thing I was quite curious about. But can you use your powers over a range, or touch something to make it necrotized?
I must either necrotize a certain person directly, or the blood or even contact with my zombies can also cause it. The only thing is that it's only tactile if I am touching a zombie. That's only to resurrect them. Once they're actually under my control, I can make them do anything and I can still control the necrosis regardless.
Your hand.
Well, not really. As a matter of fact, I can actually necrotize even original necrosis. I can make it further worse. Hence why the two of you were getting worse the closer you were to me. I could control it. I was trying to make the other one drop their weapon, but I could only control necrotic flesh. Hence why I couldn't exactly affect it other than just wriggle around the current dislocated bone that you had in your face. By the way, I could actually fix that for you.
How far away am I? Am I just,
You're close enough to hear this. As this weighs on all of your souls, the question that really is pondered is this guy worth it? Could you still get a band by killing another person within the
Yes,
time?
the guy, whether he's in here or we can't let him.
Can I ask, will, after the 2 days end, will everybody be transported back?
If you don't have a band, will you be transported back if you don't have a band?
But just in general, will everyone be transported back? You know, roughly, after 2 days?
If they're still alive and if they have a band on them, that's the gist, because apparently it's only the band that allows people to teleport, hence why the dead don't get teleported.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I might just send this man into the ground. And just,
Do it.
like with some breathing, like with breathing room.
Do it.
No.
You deserve this better more than I do. I can get the next one.
However, if you don't kill him, it doesn't technically count.
No, but
If you guys aren't going to kill him, I will. I'm just going to make that clear. We're not letting him leave here.
Yeah, I'm not doing. Yeah, this man will die. You know,
Says
regardless.
Rakia in perfect English and voice.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, you know, Rakia is entirely, like, obviously, you know, just shaking with rage and anger and all kinds of emotions, but she speaks really perfectly like this.
You know what? It just reminds me of that character from Scrubs who always talks like this and has a really high voice, and then later on she goes, "I am your doctor, deal with it," and then gets asked about it. It's like, why isn't that always your normally speaking voice? And she goes, "Because it hurts my throat too much." And it's like at this point you're so stressed out that you've actually damaged your throat.
Yeah.
And this is how your character speaks.
Yeah, I'm so tired, folks. It may come back later, but so far Rakia is so upset and so sad. This is how she
Adrian,
talks.
this is your call then. Are you going to just use your structure to bury him, or are you going to let someone else in the team kill him?
I'm going to bury him unless someone is going to kill him beforehand.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah, that's the whole
literally
point.
waiting to kill him.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So if someone kills him just now,
At least 2 out of the 3 teammates who don't want him to be alive are at least saying that they'll probably murder him the second that they get the chance.
yeah.
You know
Oh
what?
no. Can't everyone just be? Why do you have to put us in this situation, Joe?
It wouldn't be me if it wasn't. Come on now.
You know, technically, if you'd have listened to Cloak, you might not be in this situation at all.
That's also true. Well, kinda.
Then my arm would have fallen off.
Or gotten worse on its own, because I have to be honest, that was absolutely a possibility.
Come on,
So-
decision time.
Let me get this straight. None of you can actually come to a conclusion, so all you're thinking about is either burying me alive or killing me. Half of you can't even make up your minds. Why don't you just make it simple? I can help you.
Adrian, it's gonna be one or the other. It has to be one of us. As much as I don't like it,
It has to be done. If you want, we could, I don't know, rock, paper, scissors it. And it's down to fate.
Do not wish to do so.
You suddenly see him, like, just seem to be in a large amount of pain as he suddenly starts screaming, like, "Ah!
He's gonna die. Sweet. Have to kill him.
Can I just shoot him from here because it's really annoying me? If it doesn't kill him, then someone else will get the point.
As suddenly something comes out of the ground that you have, like, mushed as a bone spike goes towards Fletcher. Fletcher, it is up to you how you wish to react to this.
Go on, Fletcher.
Phase counter.
Ooh, face counter, okay.
Oh man.
No, as you are impaled.
Ow!
And are dealt 7 points of physical damage as a bone spikes into you. As he just goes, I really hate breaking my bones like this, but as I said, I could actually use my abilities to heal bones. But I can still break out.
I will. At this point, I will crush his head in because he just attacked us.
Okay, fair enough. Is this to
That's an
cause
acceptable
a
response,
fatal
though.
injury, or is this just to deal damage?
I smack him in the head because he's fighting back.
Yeah, we'll both do it at once. We'll both punch him in the face.
Okay.
The damage.
Is this... Oh, okay, this is for damage. Both of you roll damage.
3!
Oh dear. Also, remember, you're not in your wasp mode anymore.
Okay, so it's just 1d8 then.
Also, you'll have to do the reroll.
1d.
As in the reroll of the strength.
So annoyed.
I'm smacking
I mean,
him.
he's pretty trapped.
Yes, although he can use his bone manipulation, which doesn't seem to work very well against this, so yeah, okay. 13.
Do we just keep hitting him?
And 8, okay.
Did anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I was
Connor.
just writing down something.
I'm just sitting here, and it's like this has just become like a real emotional goddamn roller coaster. It's like, for goodness sake,
As he
just
sort of
kill
like
him.
impales you slightly, and then you just like smash him around the head with this stick. It just goes ha ha. As you just like smack him around the side of the head, and it just seems to like just either knock him out or kill him quite quickly. As his head turns in a very unnatural way. Adrian, you just hit him, but your punch is not strong enough to actually do that much more damage rather than potentially just slightly knock his head, like rotate it a little bit more, but in the opposite direction of what Fletcher did.
Yeah.
As his body just goes suddenly limp, you then suddenly see a glowing appear on Fletcher's left arm, as you now have a red band. The red band in question has 517 points.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
And that is where we shall end this session.
Oh my god. Now we gotta
That's
find like a duel with Adrian. Now we gotta find
Yeah.
I was actually taking mental damage.
Well, guys, I hope that you all enjoyed this session, and I hope all of
no.
Good, awesome.
I don't know
Not
how
in
you did
any
it, Joe,
way.
but you actually made me take physical mental damage.
Ha ha ha! Welcome
He
to the
does that.
Huskonian level like stuff that I did last like year.
We don't
Wait.
talk about. We agreed never to talk about that ever again.
Well, thank you all who were listening or watching. I hope that you enjoyed this spoopy version of our usual Animite Tales campaigns. Yes, it was werewolves and zombies, but next time, who or what will they be facing in the Crucible of Avarice? Thank you again. This has been the Animite Tales tabletop RPG dev plays. That's development playthroughs. If you guys would actually like to see more of this, definitely stay tuned on hashtag the Animite Tales or hashtag Animite Tales YouTube channel. We also do this on Twitch, which is actually what we're currently streaming on, but this will be exported to YouTube. If you like podcasts about fiction, or fictional universes, or even superpowers, or odd abilities, or even simple or boring or weird tropes, then check out the Power Podcast. We also have Campfire Stories, where I try to talk to other people who have been playing tabletop RPGs, and I get their interesting stories. We've had Coolboy Shane, Cookie Swagger, Coin, Alex, Sam, and also we have had Juice. Now, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for paying attention to what wackiness happened. But if you want to hear or see more content, like, subscribe, and comment to see exactly what you thought was great or bad about this campaign session or any of the videos that we do. Thank you very much, and take care. Have a wonderful night. And don't forget to be spoopy.
I die of fright.
Fair enough. And with that, I bid you all fair do. Ciao ciao for now.